Hey Siri, turn on the pool lights.
Uh-oh. I think I went live without doing my little theme music. That's all right. Let's go ahead and do.
Hasta mis rodillas, rogando por favor, no me dejes solo en mi vida. Hasta mis rodillas, rogando por favor, no me dejes solo en mi vida. Tus ojos prohibidos siempre me vuelven loco. Una vigilancia pequeño. Tus ojos prohibidos siempre me vuelven loco. Una vigilancia pequeño.
What's up, my Dominican Ralph family? What's going on, y'all? Y'all doing all right?
What's
going on?
Great, feeling good.
Hey, man, Troy, good to see you. Junior, good to see you. Nikki, good to see you.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Y'all crazy. Junior, how you feeling, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. A little tired. I actually been in bed all day. Like, didn't feel like
Right.
going out. My wife's like, "You going out?" No, like, just didn't feel like doing nothing.
Right. Oh, yeah, I feel you. What's up, Rico?
It's the
What's
old
up?
man.
Hey, what's going on?
old man?
Hey, man. Hey, the last message I got from our special guest is he said he gonna try to be on, but he said he might not be on because he's in Samana.
He's in
Okay.
Cisco.
Cool.
Yeah. So sorry, I came late. Yeah. So he says, man, he's in Bani. That's where he is, and they don't have reception over there. So hey, we're gonna flow with it. We're gonna have a good time, and let's talk about a topic, man. Oh well, we do have somebody that's from Japan. We got a Japanese guy with a Japanese hat on. Who is that right there?
Bruce Leroy.
Konnichiwa, konnichiwa.
Bruce
We
Lee.
heard. Tote
Hey,
mate
Junior.
korosha.
Hey man, how you doing, brother? Uh-oh, Junior, can you hear us?
He froze.
Yeah, he froze, man. Hey, Rico, what you doing, man? How you feeling?
Rico, wake
Rico's
up, nigga.
muted. He's muted.
You
Fell
muted
asleep.
Rico.
Mute.
He fell asleep. What's going on?
I
What
don't
is
know.
going
Hey,
on
okay.
today?
All right, let's go back to Junior, and then we'll go to Troy. Junior, man, tell me what's up with these all these bank robberies. I heard we had another bank robbery in the Dominican Republic. What's going on with these bank robberies?
I don't know, man, but what's weird about it, the one that just happened now, Popular, is linked to a heist they did in 2022 where they robbed an armored truck.
Okay.
Some of the guys that did that were involved with this one. So, and the young kid, that did the main guy, he was actually like a model.
Yeah, they identified him by tattoos.
Yeah,
You
so
serious?
like, yeah,
Stupid.
they killed him.
What?
Did they kill him?
Yeah, they killed him.
Oh my goodness.
No way, for real?
Yeah, they don't play. When they send out the
yeah.
goons to get you, they don't get arrest you. They just kill you.
So wait a minute. The guys that was a part of the crime with him killed him?
No, the
police-
cops. Cops killed him
The cops killed him?
because he had too much information. When you have information about other things, other crimes, cops don't want that to get out.
That makes sense.
Okay,
Everything's
I got
got to be on the hush hush when it comes to.
We'll say less on that.
Yeah.
let's skate away from that right there.
Mhm.
You ain't lying.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's crazy. So why you think is what's the increase? What's the problem? Are just people broke, or you think it's what's going on?
What he claims was his family was going through hard times, but go get a job. You're a model. You know that was
Right.
BS. That's BS.
Come
I
to
don't believe it.
Punta Cana. If you're a model, go ahead and get your Sankey on, man.
No, it's just
Right.
you know.
Listen, These big girls out here paying like 400. I didn't talk to a couple of cities.
That's the lifestyle they want to live. You know, they want to live this rich lifestyle, and they can't afford it, so they have to always make, you know, have money, and they got to do things to keep up that appearance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they want to try to keep up with the Joneses, and they want to be flossing and looking good and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to everybody that's on right now. Our special guest did not show up, but we're gonna keep it rolling. Shout out to my baby Dominga. Shout out to Pimp Boy. Shout out to Carl. Always good to see you. Shout out to Junior. Junior in the house. Harris, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Coach, you might need to get another phone, brother. It's not my phone. It's my MacBook Air. So I don't know. I tried everything. I tried to reboot everything. It's not working. So I'm gonna figure it out, and then we'll go from there. What I'm gonna do is I'll probably get on my phone so y'all can just see my face. I'll probably just get on my phone. But yeah, Troy, all right, man, how's it going on in Punta Cana? What's going on in Punta Cana, brother?
Oh man, everything is beautiful out here, man. It's like I cannot complain about anything, because like who would want to hear me complaining about living on an island? So, but it's amazing, man. I find there's always things to do. There's a new food spot out here by Jumbo that they just opened up.
Mm-hmm.
The beach, it's summertime, man. So the beach bars are jumping, and it's just a beautiful thing, man. I cannot complain. Just trying to I know everybody gonna say you're not done yet, but just doing the finishing touches on the apartment. Apartment is definitely habitable. I just want to put a little. Now it's time to do like the little personal touches and decorations and things like that. But other than that,
forget what everybody else say, man. That's your money. You know.
I'm not in a rush. It's not like I'm not in a rush. You know, it's more than just like, honestly, you know, all my bedrooms are on the second floor. So I wanted to have something for people that can't make it up on the second floor. You know, my mother's getting older, my cousins, a lot of my aunties are getting older. So I want them to be able to be, so they ain't got to travel up and down them steps. You know what I mean? Them steps will hurt you, man.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Try Rico, what you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling rested. Well, it's been a busy week. You know, I just got back from vacation last Sunday, so this is my first full week back in a while. But everything's good. It's hot as hell here finally.
Yeah.
It got your shit. It's in the 80s here. So we're at the what is it? It's June. Yeah, about to get in July. The hottest months is July and August. So it's about to cook here. Matter of fact, the U.S. is starting to go through a heat wave. Like on the West Coast, I think it was earlier last week. Last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like they had triple digits in California, Arizona, 100 degrees. So people don't realize, I mean, you know, the DR is hot, but it get hella hot in the U.S. too. We just don't have it year round like the DR has.
And Texas is the hottest place I have ever lived in my life.
Yeah, it gets hot as hell, and we just about to get in it. The barbecues, you know, you walk outside, you smell them barbecue grills every fucking where. Mm-hmm. So everybody grilling. And don't look for my black ass next Sunday, because in case the listeners are listening, next Sunday is Father's Day, and I'm a papa, so I'll be with my son. So here in the U.S., you know, I guess if you're gonna do a show, do it early, make it quick, you know, so that the fathers can spend time with their. If you're a father, you should be spending time with your damn loved ones, your wife, your kids. So, God damn it. Don't be crying later on in the year when they don't do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they don't do nothing. Motherfucker, you had last Sunday. You fucking around with Coach. You should have had your black ass then.
Shut up, Rico.
And you know how it goes too, right, Troy? You know what they say? On Mother's Day, all the restaurants is packed. Mm-hmm. On Father's Day, everybody on the fucking grill.
Everybody on. Yeah. Hey, Junior, I got a quick question for Junior. Junior, you're in Cabrera?
Yeah, Cabrera.
We gotta talk, we gotta talk.
All
I,
right,
I
all
like
right.
I'm gonna send you his number.
Cabrera.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
send him my number.
I was looking at some like mountain, some ocean view stuff out there. Cabrera's like little untapped area. I like Cabrera.
Yeah, I
Hey,
actually never been up there. I've been wanting to go up there. I have never been up there.
Okay,
hey, man, if you don't mind, Junior, since our special guest is not here, man, you're part of the family, and you in there, man, like swimwear. But I want to talk about. I know Manuel brought you up, and you talked about it, but let's talk about, if you don't mind, about what happened with you and how you got. Because a lot of people don't know the story, how you got sent back to the Dominican Republic, and if you don't mind talking about it.
Okay, yeah, okay. A little quick story. You know, when I was
But you was born here in the DR, right?
I was born here. I left here September of '86
Okay.
to the United States. Went straight to Washington Heights. I lived on 159th to St. Nick in the
Wait,
middle of
hold on.
Washington
How
Heights.
did you? And I might cut you off, but how did you get to the United States? What through your cousin, your uncle, with Flam, or who was
No,
it?
my mom. My mom actually brought my siblings and I.
That's right.
I
Your
have,
mom.
I have at the time I had three sisters. Sorry, I had three sisters. You know, like I said, we left here in
Wait a
'86.
you was up in Harlem.
Excuse me.
You was up in Harlem then, right?
Washington Heights.
The Heights.
Yeah, in the Heights.
Okay, so you said 159th Street.
Hold on a second.
Huh?
Dog's going crazy. Yeah.
I got some old business associates on 150, like Purple City. You know what I'm talking?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I lived close to the FDR.
All right, but you know about them Purple City. You know about all that. Okay.
Yeah. So from there, so I guess your mom she's a citizen of the United States. She has her. How did
she became a citizen, you know, as she was elder. You know,
Okay.
but my grandmother brought her and my uncles to the States, and then we stayed here for about 5 years, and then my mom, you know, got us our residency after 5 years.
Gotcha. Is your dad still living?
Yeah, my dad actually lives here.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So tell us give us the breakdown on what happened.
Okay. Like I said, I had at the time, I was actually by the time I was 23, I had 2 kids. You know, I wasn't working. I was going through tough times. The mother of my kids and I, we were young, you know, and I got caught up. You know, I did the wrong thing. I stole drugs from undercover. Like I said, something I'm not proud of, but you know, I needed to, and it's not an excuse. Like I had a job, I lost it. You know, like I said, things was just going the wrong way at that time, and I chose the fast, easy route. You know, and it cost me a lot. It cost me my family. It cost me being away from them, my kids. You know,
said you caught a Rule 9?
I actually, you know, I caught a case. I stole, you know, drugs to an undercover cop, which I was living with my friend at the time. He was selling, and he wasn't home at the time, you know. And the guy asked me, "Oh, can you get something from me?" I said, "Sure." Like I said, I want to make a quick buck. I was broke. I did that. 6 months later, you know, I hear they're looking for me. I called what is called a secret indictment. In a secret indictment, they have up to a year to indict you on that, you know, on that crime.
So you wasn't. I mean to cut you off, but you wasn't a U.S. citizen.
No, I wasn't a citizen, and it was, again, it's dumb me being stupid, immature, because the high school I went to, they gave the classes at night. I took 2 classes. I wanted to be with my friends. Being a knucklehead, I never finished it. I could have been a citizen and stayed in the United States. But like I said, when you're young, you think that you're invincible. You think that everything, you know, things are not going to happen to you. You know, like I said, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. So I never became a citizen. I caught that case. I wound up getting sentenced to 5 years to life because I got sentenced under a law which they changed. It was called the Rockefeller law. Rockefeller law is that you sell or you possess 2 or more ounces of cocaine, you get an automatic life sentence in the back. Doesn't mean that you would do the whole life sentence, but you could do a lot of
I
time.
sweating when you said that shit.
You know, so I wound up doing. Yeah, it was the Rockefeller. They brought that law in because they didn't, like I said, back then in the 80s, you know, heavy drug selling was a big thing.
Hey Rico, you see me sweating over this?
Yeah. Well, but I think the worst part of it is, like you said and said, is had you had gotten your citizenship, you would have served your time but still been in the States.
Exactly.
But because you never got your citizenship, it makes it easy for them to deport you with just residency. Permanent residence.
Even let's say even if I would have went to jail for less than a year, because immigration laws is if you get more than a year, that you violate immigration laws.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. That's why that and the nature of the crime.
But what I'm saying is citizenship would have protected you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
20 yeyears.
100%.
You do 20 years and you get out, you get to stay. But
exactly,
it's hard. It's not impossible, but usually they only strip you of your citizenship if you do something like commit treason against the government or some wild shit like that. Other than that, they just treat your ass like a regular citizen, lock your ass up, you get out, you be on probation like every other fucking American. But not having that, even if you have a green card, see, that's what people don't understand. Just having a green card, you know, permanent residency is not permanent. Even the same thing in the DR. So when people get residency in the DR, I'm like, you still can easily be deported out of the country. And once you gain citizenship, that's why I want to get my citizenship, because I'm like, because I know I'm gonna want to do some nigga shit, and I don't want to get put out. So that's my security. Yeah. I want to do some same nigga shit like a Dominican, and I don't want them kicking me out. But until I get that, that's always in the back of my head. Exactly. They can put you out.
Yeah.
You know, so
out of the 5-year sentence, I wound up doing 4 years, 10 months. So I got 2 months good time. You know, I did what I had to do, even though I was already graduated from school, but I took classes. I actually did, there was a program, it's kind of like Scared Straight that we used to do. And I was part of that while I was in there. Like I said, I got a lot of certifications for doing programs. And, you know, I told myself this when I first went in, I'm already in trouble for doing something. Why am I going to keep still getting in trouble in prison like other inmates do? They're drinking hooch, which is, you know, homemade wine. They're smoking weed. So like I said, my mind was focused on doing this time and going home.
Can I ask you a question?
Getting caught up.
When did you know that they were going to deport you?
Well, they interview you when you go into downstate correctional facility. Well, that's the it's like an intake facility. From there, they classify you if you're a non-violent or violent offender. Depending on what prison they're going to send you to for that. So there, I had an interview. I want to say my first 6 months there, I had an interview. Immigration came, they did an interview. They told me, okay, your case or about say, you violated the immigration law, so your order proceeding is going to be, put through for deportation.
Mm.
Okay.
So they told you why you were locked up. So they added, that's
okay. So
I've known, like, it's not like they had to deport you. It's just that you basically, it's up to whether or not they want to.
Exactly.
Law. And and I know there's the other, remember, try to tell you about the other young lady. She's Haitian and got caught with the weed.
Yeah.
And she got deported also for the same thing. Got caught up, didn't have citizenship. I think
the last time I remember she was like, I'm leaving.
She was leaving the DR.
Yeah, she was mad about the
and
DR.
Same situation. She got kids in New York City, been living there 20, 25 years, almost 30 years.
No.
And just all fucked up in the same situation, like no connection to Haiti, the DR, nothing, but you broke the law. She got caught with some weed on the highway, and they deported her. So that's the biggest thing I tell anybody. Like, look, if you guys, they deported veterans the same way, people that served in the military. It's like, it doesn't matter if you don't get that citizenship, your ass, I don't care how long you've been there, you at risk of them.
Right. Hey, Devon has a question. And then hey, Nikki, your phone working now?
Hey.
Good. Hey, Devon says, Junior, were you a part of any gangs? Because gangs in New York in the 80s and 90s were heavy at the time.
No, like I said, I was a young kid living in New York, and I only lived there from 86 to 90 because then my grandmother took us out to the suburbs of Long Island. So from 90 to 2006, I lived in Long Island. So, and I was, that wasn't even my thing, like being part of a gang. Even when I was in prison, I could have been a Trinitario because why? Because I'm Dominican, but like I said, I chose to not keep getting myself into trouble. So I wanted to come home. And before I, change the subject or something, when I was in prison, I was always also on dialysis because I lost my kidneys, when I was 21. So I was being dialyzed while I was in prison on my correctional facility.
Wow.
So that's one thing that because the lawyer I had was trying to save me from being deported because of that. But, the judge that had my case, or, he had told me, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair, you're going back to your country.
Wow.
And I wound up cursing him out. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I cursed him out. It kind of like backfired on me. Like I said, I was mad. I was angry. You're gonna tell me I'm, a machine is keeping me alive, and you're gonna send me to a country I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was a kid, I never came back here. So things happen. But eventually, after I did my time, I did get out. I was fighting my case from the street. Oh, give me a second.
No, you're all right.
Come on.
Don't worry about the dog. He's not bothering. That dog not bothering us. Hey, so what is the process? Are you going to be able to try? Are you going to try to come back here? I know we talked about it a little bit, but what's the process to try to get back to the United States?
They told me I would have to wait 10 years to try to get a pardon. It'll be 7 years in August. So I have 3 more years. I got this lawyer. She told me, I asked her, I was like, listen, do you think there's a possibility? She was like, right now, I would tell you no, because you only have 7 years in. Wait till you're 10 years, build yourself a profile, meaning stay out of trouble, keep your head up, work, all that stuff. And that's what I've been doing. Ever since I got here, after the first month I got here, I started working in a call center. I was working in call centers, I want to say 6 years. So I've been doing good things here, That's why I don't know if it's gonna work in my favor, but like I told John, all I want to be able to go is back and forth. And the day that my mom passes away, I want to be there. That's the only reason why I want to do this.
Right. Yeah, man.
Because I know me and my mother are real close, and the day it happens, I don't know how I'm gonna react if I'm here.
I understand, brother. What's the chances? I got one more. I'm gonna let everybody ask questions, but have you ever heard of anybody getting everything reversed and being able to go back?
I've heard a few people getting it reversed. Like I said, I have American kids. I got 3 kids. Most of my family is in the United States. I graduated high school. Like I said, it was just my first offense, first time ever getting in trouble, and it's cost me my entire life. For one simple mistake that I myself caused, it changed my life all the way around. But like I said, I don't let that hinder me, because why? Because I came here on my own. And I'm the type of person, you could put me in the desert and I'm gonna survive. That's just me. I've survived in prison, I've survived in the street. I'm gonna survive the yard to the fullest.
Right.
I'll say this, Junior. I commend you for the attitude that you've taken towards it, and I think it's the right way, because I don't want to sound discouraging, but I would say that if I'm gonna be honest with you, brother, I'm gonna say it's a very slim chance for a couple of reasons.
Yep.
One, even people who simply been deported just for coming illegally into the United States, didn't even commit a crime other than coming in, they have a 10-year wait as well.
Yep.
So they haven't even done anything. They have.
There you go with the bullshit, Rico. You gotta
Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me the bullshit, John.
stay positive. You gotta stay positive.
I'm telling you the fucking reality, and I said, see,
Okay.
I'm not trying to paint this man no bullshit. He
All right.
knows the reality of it.
Okay.
If you come illegally, just coming across, that is a immigration crime, right, Junior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're deported, there's a 10-year mandatory wait for not even committing any crime.
Okay.
Now, if you committed a crime, it could be drugs, it could be whatever. You have that on top of the illegal entry. Now, like you said, I hope in the situation where I hope nothing never happens to, yeah, exactly, Carl. If you overstay your visa, it's a 10-year penalty.
Yep.
So I'm literally telling you that's
The reality. Law. Yeah.
And
the only thing, like I said, I don't want to have any regrets. That's my
right.
thing. That's why I'm going to try it, even if they deny me.
Yeah.
But I don't want that in the back of my head. Wow,
Yep.
I could have did this and I didn't. That's why I'm doing it.
Right. So that's why I said
One thing they're gonna tell you is no, man.
Right.
Exactly. But if I don't try, I won't know. I won't know the answer.
I'm rooting for you. Anything I can do to help you, I would try to help you. I just don't want to build up false hope because you still got to live with the result. And I think it's better for you to continue to build your life in the DR in as positive a way as possible, because it more than likely that will be your future.
And Rico, I'm already settled in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm good here. Like I said, I don't need to go to this
respect, but real talk. I don't know if people know this or not, but I'm kind of turning into a big deal over here. I almost got 10,000 subscribers, so I can help you out. I can pull some strings over here. Me and Nikki.
Once again, Junior. Once again. But I hope, though, I do hope that there's a strong possibility that, heaven forbid, if anything ever happened to your lovely mother, you may be able to be given a temporary pass to go.
Man,
I have heard of that happening before.
Go ahead, Nikki. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say I've heard of that happening before. So I mean that is a possibility. How often does your mom come back there to visit you guys?
She comes every year. Ever since I've been here, she comes every year.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, you got kids in the States though, right, Junior?
I got 3 kids.
How old are they?
26, 25, and my little one just turned 16.
Oh, wow. So do you get to see them often?
I haven't seen them. No, I haven't seen. The last time I seen the little one was when I was in Jersey immigration jail 2017. That's the last time I seen them.
So you haven't seen the older kids either? They haven't.
No, I didn't see them before because their mother kept me away from them for like 12 years. So I just started getting in touch with them too. So
so that was a bad situation anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So that makes sorry to hear about that.
No problem. But like I said, another thing, like once they let me out, and then 2006, they found me that I couldn't appeal no more. Everything was done. I still stayed.
Yeah.
I wanted to run. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why? Because at the time I had my youngest daughter was born. This time I wanted to do the right thing. I did the right thing, but doing the wrong thing. Right? Because I stayed in the United States for another 11 years on the run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You was on the run for 11 years?
I was on the run for 11 years.
Oh, shit.
So I call you Noriega.
Build your life in the DR. I don't think you're going back in the States.
No, but Rico, I wanted to turn myself in.
But yeah.
I turned myself in, and they actually.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I was like in the streets. I let my hair grow, my beard grow, and I turned myself in.
Yeah.
Why? Because I was tired of living a lie. I was living someone else's life.
Hey, Currency.
Wow.
Currency said, and Trump is about to re-elect that part.
And that's another reason why they put more pressure, for them to look for him, because Trump was in office. And at that time, forget about it. I had U.S. Marshals and immigration on my butt.
Yeah.
I mean, like heavy, but I was
even
ahead of them.
Even if Biden get reelected, he just shut down the border. So the immigration is going to get tougher anyway. So it's just going to get fucking hard. I mean,
He gonna open it. After he wins, he gonna reopen it.
What? Yeah, okay. Shit.
Yeah, but
you said that about the Dominican Republic. You said they just be doing shit over here just to get.
They want cheap labor, right? They're not gonna reopen it. And then they might be sneaking across again, but they ain't reopening.
You don't think
so? I want to answer Elena's question real quick.
Go ahead.
She asked me if I got, I moved back to the United States. I got sick. No, but actually, no, I didn't get sick of it. I was just tired of running.
Yeah.
I could have did another 20 years on the run, but like I said, when one day my daughter, what made me turn myself in is because one day my daughter was like, "Dad, can I ask you a question?" She's 9 at the time. I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why is my mom's last name Fuentes? Yours is Cabrera." No, hers is Cabrera and mine is Fernandez, because that was the name I was using. I broke down crying. I couldn't take it no more. I had to tell. I told the 90-year-old the truth, the whole truth. I sat her down and told her everything that happened to me, why this was going on, and she understood at 9 years old.
And I'll say this: I know a lot of people in the United States undocumented right now. That shit ain't easy.
Right.
It's not easy. You live 20, 25, 30 years. You live, living off the books in a fucking country. It's not easy.
Right. Hey, shout out to Carl. Carl says, my ex-wife in the United States and overstayed 20 years. I sent her back to her country, Africa. And yes, if Trump wins, he is going to make the laws harder.
They're gonna get harder. I don't care who wins. It's not gonna be close, but it's just not gonna be. It's just immigration is a big deal right now in the United States. It's almost as big as it is in Haiti. It's just that we're not fighting one country, we fighting every motherfucking body. They're complaining too many people coming in. Because you go down there to Mexico, they got Chinese, Africans, they got every fucking thing at that border.
I just think it's a double jeopardy for what they do. Like I said, I understand I committed a crime, I broke laws, but you sending me back to a country that I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I left here in '86. I never came back here. When I left here, where I lived, it was a dirt road. So it's like I felt like, wow, like I did my time, and they're gonna send me somewhere that I don't even know. Like,
let me ask you this: did you have to? I think Nikki had I'm sorry, Nikki, I'm jumping over you, but I had a question. If in the Dominican Republic, did you get in trouble or have to do any time, or did they restrict you from anything or anything like that?
No, I was just like holding central booking for 24 hours because my father, he came late. So by the time he came, they processed me, but by the time he came, it was too late for them to release me. So I stood there 24 hours. I tell you, I didn't sleep. It was two Venezuelans and myself in a dirty ass cell. I seen the sunrise come up. I slept in a chair like this. I did not go to sleep.
Wow. You do got family here though.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying you know them because you left as a kid.
It's like,
but you have your dad and
like I have 3 aunts. My dad, I was never really close to my father. Like I said, he left when we were kids. He left when I was young. I've seen him a few times when I was in the States, but we were never that close.
But are you reconnecting with your family here?
Yeah, I see them from time to time. My father, I talk to him, from time to time. But like I said, it's hard to build a relationship with someone that you don't even know.
I got to feel that.
Especially, I'm a grown man. Like when I needed my father, I didn't have him. So it's just like it's hard. Like I said, I text him, "Hey, what's up?" or whatever, but it's not the same. It's not like if I grew up with him.
Hey, Nikki, did are you in the same boat with Junior, like with your father? How's y'all relationship?
No, no, no. So my dad, when I was a kid, my dad did a lot of drugs and he was a heavy drinker. So well, kind of in the same boat. Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time with him. But when I did spend time with him, we had a blast. I really enjoyed it. He stayed with a lot of different women. There were jokes that he was a pimp, but like a real pimp, in real life kind of a thing. But what ended up happening was when I was 18 years old or 17 years old, he got really sick because he had done a lot of cocaine in his life. And so it messed up his heart. And so he ended up dying in hospice. So that was like 20, 21 years ago, 21, 22 years ago.
Wow. How old were you?
I think I was either 17 or 18. I know that he did make it to my high school graduation, so I was 17 at that time, and he ended up passing away like I think later on that year because I graduated in May of '99, and then I think he passed. It was cold, so it was probably like November, December of that year.
I got you.
Hey, Coach, apologies. I forgot to congratulate you. Happy Pride Month, Coach.
You got jokes. That's a good one. That's a good
Happy
one.
Pride Month.
Hey, I gotta get a comeback on that one. I gotta think of something. God dog it. That's a good one. Shut up. Hey, you messed up. That's messed up.
So, I got a question for my man. So like take me take me through like how you got here and got set up and got where you're at now. Like how did you come here and get a job and get a place and I see you got a ring on your finger. Are you married to your wife back in the States? Or you got a wife?
All right.
here?
Now, so I came on a commercial flight. They did a deal with immigration because I had a kidney transplant. I'm a diabetic, high blood pressure, so I have medical issues. So my mom, pulled those strings. Don't know how. For them,
How old were you?
I was 40 at the time when I got deported. So she pulled some strings. She spoke to some higher up people. Normally they send you in a plane with like 200 guys. Like I said, so there was like if you could buy, they told my mom if you could buy him his own plane ticket, we'll send him commercial. So that's what they did. They sent me commercial like I was, they gave me a yellow envelope. Once I got here, they I walked through like I'm home. Immigration asked me my name. They already knew everything, so they put me in there. Like I said, once my father got me, so after I was here, I want to say a month. I stayed with my father for a little while. Like I said, we don't get along, whatever. I don't know too much, so I stayed with him for about say a month and a half. My cousin is like, yo, since you know English, I know where they hire at the call center. Started working at a call center, Me and my father got into it. I moved on my own. I got an apartment. And ever since then, I've been on my own, working. When I've been through my ups and downs, been through, days of not eating and, no money in my pocket. But like I said, I'm a warrior. I'm always gonna get through it. So then I want to say COVID came. I got COVID, almost died. After that, I met my wife. My wife now, we've been together now, 2 years. I thank God I've met her. So like I was here. When I was here, I was just like, so my mom was so crazy. It was just like every day drinking when I wasn't supposed to, going out with girls. It's like I didn't know. didn't know what to do. I'm in a place where I'm lost. So it's like I met her, and she kind of like calmed me down. She's older than me, so I thank her for coming into my life. We opened up a business together. We own a blood bank. She already had her business, a lab where they do, blood work. So then she always told me, "Oh, I want to open up a, blood bank." I said, "Let's go, let's do it." Got loans from the bank and everything, and we opened that business. So like I said, I've always been working since I got here, and just one thing I try to not to think about is my past. I don't let my past hinder me from doing anything. Like I said, what I did back then, I was young, so I left that in the past. I'm living now. That's like, I don't think about what everybody's doing in the States. One thing I learned while being in prison, when you're in prison, you forget about the streets, you forget about the outside, because not that eats you up.
Yeah.
It swallows you. I learned that from an old head. He's like, if you want to make it through your time, forget about the streets, forget about your family, focus on you while you're in here. And that's what I do here. I focus on my job, the business, my future. My wife and I bought an apartment. We're going to be getting it soon. Like I said, so I've been involved and I've been growing here. I've been part of, politics. Because I do photography also. So I try to get myself involved in everything. I never thought I'd be in DR and you could go to DR and take pictures.
Right.
Doing so it's like good things have happened to me while being in DR.
TGZ says, would you ever move back to the United States? Are you happy in the DR?
I want to say right now, I want to say no. You know why? Because it wouldn't be the same for me.
Okay.
I would have to start over again. I already have here. I got a new family. I got business. I'm good here. Like I love the freedom I have here of, going out or doing. Like I'm saying, it's not like you don't have freedom in the States, but it's a different freedom.
It is. What part do you live in again? In DR?
I live in Santo Domingo Este, Los Mameyes.
Okay. So I might be hitting you up here soon about some photography things. So I'll get your information offline.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to you, Nikki. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I tell people, no matter what you go through in life, always just keep pushing forward. Like I said, after I lost my kidneys, I went through a bad depression, but I didn't let that bother me. I kept going.
Have you written a book yet, or is that in the works?
It's funny you say that because I started writing.
Wow.
I have a few. I want to say pages or chapters, but I don't know how to put it together. So I gotta find someone to help me with that. Because I want to write a book about my life.
We can get together offline about that as well. I've written 3 books, and so yeah, I'd be happy to help you with that. I mean, you're already doing the first right thing, which is writing down things here and there, because it's good to have that right then and there. Because sometimes you can't remember what you were thinking about when you were going through something, right? So,
Yes.
So yeah, I'll be happy to assist you with that.
All right.
That's
Like I
awesome.
said,
That's what we're here for. Rico, you had a question about?
Oh, well, the only thing that really probably crossed my mind in the moment is like you and your current wife. Do y'all have any kids?
no,
Oh, none.
No, because she's old. She just turned 54. She already had. When I met her, she was going through a divorce. She already had 2 kids, so she was going through a 20-year, marriage. She got divorced.
So all her kids are grown.
Grown, yeah. But right now, I'm raising the 2 smallest one. One's 16, the other one is 13.
So she has 2 kids.
They live with us.
Right. Okay. So you do have
out of the 4, 2 of them live here with us.
Okay. So she had 4 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 of them on, and then you got the 2 that's with You had how old are they?
16 and 13.
Oh, okay. So I mean,
And then we got the dog.
right, but I'm hoping that at least, like, because I was going to ask you also, coming from the U.S. and again, I'm just going to say it. I always say it. It's like our education system is at a much higher level. So I hope it made it easier for you with your fluency in English and the fact that you were educated in the U.S. That hopefully that should have somewhat helped you. I know the biggest problem in the DR is not that you couldn't get a good paying job. It's just that it's not that many.
No, it's not that
And when
many.
somebody get in them, they don't leave those motherfuckers. There's never no openings because they die in those good paying jobs.
Well, the good thing about now here, there's so many call centers that you could jump from job to job because there's so many.
But the call centers out here, unless you're managerial, they don't pay that well, do they?
Nah, they don't.
Compared to the regular pay, though, compared to regular pay, what usually they get a little bit more than what regular people get in the Dominican Republic.
Right, but it's still, I'm saying, it's still low Dominican wages, even working in the call center.
I'll tell you this much: call center people make more than some doctors, some lawyers, and cops.
Who does? Call center?
People in call centers, yeah.
But I'm saying, is that the manager? That's not the people that's...
No, that's a regular agent.
Oh, really?
I worked at jobs where I made more than a lawyer.
What?
At a call center?
At a call
And
center.
you have to have a scheduler, right?
Huh?
You have to have a scheduler, right?
A who?
Scheduler.
A scheduler.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get my scheduler, bro. I'm trying to get my scheduler.
What was the biggest adjustment that you had to make when you came from the States to here?
Oh, just the life here, the people. I remember the first time I took the train here, people looked at me like I was an alien. Like I was weird. And I'm like, yo, I guess even in the States, if I didn't speak Spanish, people didn't know I was Dominican.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Junior, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I didn't know you was Dominican until we got a little bit into the conversation.
Is your Spanish when you got there? I mean, you've been there now, what, 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
Okay.
So my Spanish is broken. It's like,
right. So your Spanish was real fucked up when you first got there, right?
Oh yeah, it's gotten better. It's gotten better.
Their Spanish is broken.
I hear some wind too. Y'all, it's some noise that I can barely hear.
Oh, that's probably me.
That's Troy. He the only one outside.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was Troy, and I was gonna say something. I'm like, I'm like, does no one else hear this? Thank you, RA.
Man, it's hot.
I get it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish up, Junior. Go ahead.
No, I guess the biggest adjustment, like I said, is the people and the way things move here. Like there's no respect, especially when you're driving. Like it's like I get to the stop sign first, I'm blowing it. Like
Rico about to start jumping in the seat again.
Go ahead.
Just like certain things, like oh man. But like
and look, I just wanted to add to the no respect thing. I think I told you guys about the time that I was in the store and this little fella hopped in front of me and I was like, excuse me, I was here first. Are you crazy? And at that time, I started getting my confidence. Like, you know what? I'm going to start speaking up because I don't have to act like, oh, excuse me, I'm a little American. I want to be kind and proper. After that, I was like, hell nah. Excuse me. ¿Tú lo viste? Oye, yo llegué primero, coño. Like, I started getting gangster with them because you have to do it. If not, they're going to keep hopping in front of you, bro. And man, this last trip, I did really good. I felt damn good about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt like. Like I've gotten, like before I was quiet. Like I didn't, a lot of things didn't bother me, especially like at stores and stuff. But now it's just like you do something, it's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, like you did something wrong. Come on, like,
But look, let me ask you this. In the beginning, you probably got frustrated and mad. But now when you check people, you check them and move on. You're not even mad. You're just like, yo,
Right.
what? All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then you move on. Like I don't feel frustrated or mad after I say it because
No,
they
I
they
still do.
understand it and they respect it, bro. They don't argue with you. They're like, okay, yeah. You know what I
The
mean?
only time I try not to argue is when I'm driving, because here you don't know what that person has in the car. You don't know the day that person's having. So I try to, like, you cut me off, I bet whatever. Oh, this bet whatever. Like, you have to
It,
be on your
I,
P's and
I,
Q's and try not to argue in the street, because one
I
one
feel like
second lights can be turned off.
absolutely, but I feel like it's worse in the U.S. with that. Like, as you guys all know, I carry a 9 millimeter everywhere I go legally, right? So
Yeah.
even in my car, I don't beat my horn. I never beat my horn anymore unless I'm just saying, like, hey, and then I'll do like this, like, oh, excuse me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very, very kind with my horn when I ever use it. But in DR, I feel like, y'all use the horn so much to where y'all's horns don't hardly ever work, bro. It's
Right.
never a big beep. Those little horns are like toot toot, like the horns don't work, bro.
It's like a truck horn.
Those horns are kind of to let you know what I'm noticing, that hey, I'm right here. I got here first, so don't hit me. That's what those horns mean. Like, hey, I'm here first, so you have to wait. That's what those horns mean.
I always make the joke that when people hold their horn down, it's like their horn is singing, like, "Hi, I got here first. I got here first. I got here first. Thank you." Like,
Right.
but it's not like the horn here. The horn here is like, "Get the f out of the way, stupid." You know,
Right.
it's a
Hey,
little bit different.
no, that's cool. You're right, Nikki. Hey, Junior, what would you change? It was the number one thing you would change in the Dominican Republic. You've been in the United States and you Dominican, so I don't want all these Dominican trollers on here. Like, well, go back to your own country then. What is you Dominican? What is one of the things you would change in the DR? Like, you have one thing to change. What would you change?
I would say traffic laws.
Okay, the law.
Traffic, the way the motorcycles that have no respect. I would say
Right.
that's my main pet peeve about living here is the traffic. There's so much congestion here now. It's just like everybody does what they want. They blow the light. Motorcycles blow the light. I would say that that would be my main thing. The traffic laws.
If
Traffic.
if you if you ever go to like a group political speaking where they allow you to ask questions and make suggestions, I would implore you to or encourage you to go there and speak about that specifically, because my idea was they should create a lane that literally only the motoconchos can fit in, to where like a car could not even get into it if they wanted to. They need to have
But certain
something like that
streets,
because there's so many of them, bro.
certain streets like there's a street in La Zona Colonial that has a motorcycle lane, but a lot of them don't. They choose not to use it. They want to use the
It's
car
not
lane.
even a question of the lane.
Well, then they should be
Yes,
getting in trouble for not
it's
using it. Like,
The drivers don't follow the fucking law. They
Right.
exactly.
Let me tell you, in Punta Cana, they're on moto conchos riding on the fucking sidewalk.
Right.
They
Here
drive
do
on
it
the
here too.
sidewalk. I'm like, they just don't respect the traffic enforcement because they don't enforce it.
They don't
The
enforce it.
Right.
police have got to start locking motherfuckers up, snatching motorcycles. They don't enforce it. They'll sit right there and just watch. I'm like, they're riding on the sidewalk. So if they won't stay in the lane, if they won't stay in the street, that's not a lane ain't gonna make them do it. They just and none of
And
them
here's-
have helmets. They got helmet laws. 90% of them won't wear fucking helmet. I didn't think the DR had a helmet law. They have
Right.
a
I didn't either.
helmet law. They
I
literally
think
They-
what would really be,
They do, but
I
it's
think-
mainly in like the city. If you're like in a campo, it's not really.
yeah.
It's not really needed. But in the city,
because no one's
it is.
monitoring it. Well, here's the thing. For me, I know that everything is money driven in the DR. So if the cops are, first of all, I feel like they're paying too much attention to the wrong thing, and they're getting money from people for the wrong thing, like extortion, right? Like getting people that they think are Haitian and all these like weird things, or like whatever. instead of, in my opinion, it should be okay if you're not wearing your helmet, that's 200 peso, 200 pesos if you're not wearing your helmet, or if you're not following whatever rule you're supposed to follow on the thing. That would be a good way for people to start following the rules, following the law, and then the government is still making their money.
Right. But 200 pesos ain't gonna do it. It's the same with
Honey, that was an exaggeration.
I know.
No, it would have to be something that would hit them in the head, that would hurt them. Absolutely, I agree with you.
The reality in the US, we didn't used to have seatbelts, right? Remember, I think they didn't have seatbelts.
Yeah.
Until they started slamming motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Now
that's
you
right.
get in and you put your fucking seatbelt on. So that's how you change people's habits. Even in the US, we didn't used to have cameras. Them fucking $200, $300 camera tickets start hitting your ass, and they saying, we're not going to renew your license. We're not going to renew your tag. We're going to start following the law. And that's the only way you change the behavior of the citizenry. You just got to just dog the fuck out of them and say, we're not playing with you. Right. It's the lack of enforcement as to why they just run it, because they know the motor company ain't nobody gonna do shit. Fuck it. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Fuck it. And they don't. Yeah. So I don't never see it changing, because they're not going to. You shouldn't be allowed to ride a motorcycle with 5 people on it. Oh, and one of them is a fucking infant.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's true. Hey, Junior, Rico, I think he's really tough on this. That's my opinion. He's really tough on one thing about the Dominican Republic. Do you agree with the educational system? We got some messed up educational. We got no
fucking comparison.
Let me finish, Negro.
Go ahead, Radio.
All right. Chill out, Radio 2. All right. So listen. Do you think that the Dominican Republic is that far behind in education?
I think so, honestly. And it's also the teachers. Now teachers, they don't care. They're doing the job just for pay. Teachers don't care like they used to back then. My grandmother was a teacher. Right? Mm-hmm. She was the first teacher in the neighborhood that that I grew up with. First teacher. And I see kids now, I see what they do. You ask kids now who's the president and who's the current president, they don't even know.
Are you serious?
You talk to them about Duarte, Sanchez Major, the 3 founding fathers, they don't even know.
Oh my God.
They don't know who they are.
I read an article, Coach, you think I'm just saying this shit. 80% of the teachers in the DR failed their certification to teach. Mm-hmm. The fucking teachers are failing.
So how are they teachers then?
You got to get tested. Same thing in the U.S. You have to go to school to become a teacher. You have to get certified, and then you have to every so often teachers get recertified. The 80% of the goddamn teachers. If they don't let them teach, who the fuck gonna teach if 80% of them fail a test? You just gotta let them keep teaching. And then you gotta give them remedial training, hoping that they can pass the test the next time.
And that's why they always want to go on strike to get more money, because they want more money. That's what.
Say it again, Junior. I didn't hear you, Junior. Say it again.
They're always going on strike because they want more money. The teachers, yes. But yet you don't want to teach these kids. I understand a lot of these kids are knuckleheads and stuff, but you can't let that 2 or 3 eggs in a basket messed up. The rest, you got to teach the rest of the school, the rest of the kids.
The ones that want to learn.
The school system here, yes, definitely needs to change. And one thing that I don't like that's happening here, that they're taking away the history of DR, the history of, where we come from. And it's happening. They're not, they're not teaching that to the kids nowadays.
Yeah. The education system is bad, John. I don't care how you look at it. I mean, I'm saying I'm taking this from Listin.Diario, one of their major newspapers. I'm getting the articles from their news sources where their news reporters are complaining about the state of education, saying they need more money, saying they need more funding. Now there are schools here and there that do well, but overall, the education system, the public education system, which is the majority of the country go to, is fucking horrible. It's grossly underfunded.
We got some subscribers and trollers on here that say, "Hey man, y'all need to stop talking about our education system because the United States."
Let them eat a dick. I don't care.
Okay,
right. There's no comparison. Yeah, about them crying. They should want something done about it. Yeah, they should want something done about it. They should be. I'm saying I want the school system to get better, but it won't get better if you don't acknowledge where it is. If you pretend like everything's fine, then I'm the president. Well, y'all said everything good, so fuck it. Y'all said we ain't talking about it. I ain't putting no money in it because you don't even say it's a problem.
Right.
The money goes to where the problems are.
Right.
So if you can't acknowledge there's a problem there, as I say, education and healthcare, then I don't need to pay to fix it. It ain't broken.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. So I want to know for John and Junior, what have you guys, if anything, have you been hearing about what the upcoming president is going to want to do, to better the country? Because, I mean, all the presidents are, before they become presidents, they make all these promises and it's like, oh yeah, I'm voting for this guy because he said he was going to work on this thing. Is there anything that is standing out right now in particular that they're saying that they're going to want to do? That's my first question. And the second question is, do you guys have an idea of who you feel like is a shoo-in for the?
I'll answer that first, and I'm gonna let Junior, because I don't know too much about it, but I do know one thing, that Dominga tells me that this president is doing pretty good, but he's still a thief. She believes a little bit, but he's not as a thief like the rest of them. So she likes him, and he's doing a good job. And then it looks like, from what Dominga told me today, that the same president won again. So I'll let Junior take over.
Oh, it's already over with.
Yes, it's over. Yeah, election was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they knew it the next day.
Oh my gosh!
They tell you the next day.
The same president won.
The current president. Wow!
And he won like 60 or 70%. So he won by. It wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. I actually don't get to vote, but I follow their shit.
You know what?
Honestly, when I didn't vote.
Right, I agree. Say right, Junior. Because
the only bad thing about the way they do it here is like, let's say I didn't vote, right, but my vote goes towards the current president, which it shouldn't be like that. I should have the right of not to vote, or and that
wait.
Nobody.
So hold on. So you're telling me that when people don't vote, their vote automatically goes to the present president?
The one
that is wild. The bottom line is, I mean, hello, we know why they're doing that. Clearly, people that are too lazy or that are not involved or that don't care to vote, or for whatever reason that they can't do it. I'm not saying that everyone that didn't do it, everyone has their reasons, but that is absolutely insane. But I'm going to tell you something, a funny little thing. When I was seeing his all of his promotions and ads all around, I said, he's got a smirk on his face, like he knows that he's going to win. Like, he just knows that he's got this thing in the bag. He's kind of just like, I got this already. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe that I got from that president. Did you guys get that vibe?
Not even that. It's the way they pay off people. You know,
yeah, exactly.
When you go pay, you got dudes there working, hating off money. Yo, go vote for this. Go vote for that guy. Go vote. That's all.
That is so crazy.
If I can let y'all in a little known secret, okay, and this is why education matters so much, because in the DR they actually have 2 elections every 4 years, whatever. Which
every 4 years,
they have 2 separate elections. We do one where we do our congressmen and mayors and governors and all that at the same time as the president. They don't. So they have their local elections. And then they had, and I think this was April, and then or they're like a month apart, right, Junior?
Yeah, about
A
1
local,
month apart.
a local
About
election,
2 months.
2 months apart. So you have your local elections, and then you have the presidential. Now I'm fine with you saying fuck the president because whoever, blah 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 blah. But you should, and this is where they need to educate their populace the same way. And we have this problem a bit in the U.S. too, where we're beating people up who don't want to vote. I'm like, fuck the president. If you don't care about who's president, fine. You got to vote for your mayor, your governor. These are the, and your city. These are that actually affect your life. And when you sit on the sideline and don't vote for that, then that's where your changes are going to come. You want a street light fixed on your street? You got to vote for the motherfucker that's in charge of that area. But if you stay home, then they put in whoever they want. And then you the next 4 years crying about this shit.
Yeah.
That's part of the educating the population to say that, you know, learn who you did that, but follow your civic duty because you want more funding for your school. You got to vote for the motherfucker that's in charge of it.
Right. Go ahead. You're right.
The one thing I am seeing different after the president did get, won again. Now they have the big, containers. I would say they're about 20 feet. Yeah, about 20-foot containers now in corners for the garbage. You could say that. So they are working. They are working on, getting the garbage from being thrown in the street.
And that little thing is a big thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
I can't knock them for that. They are working, towards something.
So somebody, what that tells me is somebody was banging on their ass about this shit. Because that's the only way. That's the only way change comes. Is you just gotta, and that's a huge step. The garbage, because not only is it not pretty, it also breeds diseases.
Yeah,
it flies, rats, all of that.
My thought,
garbage.
My thought too on that, Rico, to your point, is more than likely somebody getting on their butt about it. More than likely, it was someone saying, "Hey guys, did you forget that our number one moneymaker here is tourism? So we better get in here and get this crap cleaned up because here's the deal: the Europeans, the Americans, whoever else is coming from out of the country, we cannot stand to see it. It bothers us, and it's so frustrating to see it. And I've had Dominicans to tell me, hey, yeah, just throw it over there, and I'm like, ick. I still couldn't do it. I would just carry whatever I had with me until I got to a trash can. I can't do it.
But believe it or not, John, you probably remember in the U.S. we had to do there was a major national thing. It used to be don't be a litter bug. They would play commercials.
I remember that. I'm young, but I remember that.
You're not that old, Nikki. You don't remember that, Nikki.
This is how you change the mindset of the population. They would do all these all the time. Oh, don't be a litter bug and shit like that. And it's just like
I remember that bear. What's the bear? The Smokey the bear.
Smokey the bear.
But that's what the government needs to do. Like I said, put out the can. Just every time them little motherfuckers look at TV, on the radio, don't be a stinky litter bug. And people mind, but the government, you gotta start beating up the government for that. And that's the way you're going to do the changing of the driving, because the driving is horrible, the trash is bad, and the education. And I'm like, so when Dominican man, I'm like, that will make your life better. It's not me just complaining. It'll make your life better because that garbage breeds diseases that the animals and the kids
and the dogs. Yeah, the dogs. You're right, Rico. You're right.
And then people are more sick, so you don't see. Everything has a trickle down effect. So if you start cleaning up all the trash, all of a sudden you'll start seeing, oh well, childhood diseases are going down. Yeah, because fucking the garbage from the fucking animals, and then somebody else eat a dead animal, and that's how that shit goes. Oh, there's less traffic fatalities. We started.
Hey, Junior.
Let me say this, Troy. You next, Troy. But I got to say this real quick. Let me tell y'all something. I've been living here for almost 5 years. Y'all, when next time y'all come to Boca Chica or wherever y'all go, do me a favor, Nikki. Y'all do this, Nikki. when the water is running down the street, look inside the water. It's worms in the water. I'm telling you,
I won't be
I
looking
stop.
at it.
When I go to San Cristobal or go to Boca Chica, I stop and look at the water on the side of the road, and it's like little worms just squiggling around in the water.
You know, it's really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They have.
Wait, don't forget Troy's next.
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Troy, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Troy.
Okay. Hey.
Troy, go.
I'm Greg. I'm about to ask the question. I had to unmute I got my fan on, man. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? I got to turn my fan on. Junior, my quick question.
You need to just move your fan to a different place and you'll be good.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Go ahead, Troy. Troy, what you about to say, brother? Go ahead.
Junior, question for you, Junior. We did a show yesterday about things you need to have in order before you come to the Dominican Republic. What advice would you give people? Because I know a lot of people are watching and they want to run down here and they like jumping out the airplane and building the parachute on the way down when they get here. But what would you do if you were coming to move to the Dominican Republic, coming from America, because you got that perspective, but what would you do if you had to do it without getting deported? What things in order besides like having a good budget and financial foundation, what would you suggest people do to prepare themselves before they move to the island?
You got to come here. You got to come here and visit. Spend at least a month here, you know, drive around, you know, look in the area where you're going to move. You know, that's one thing. Safety is everything, you know. So I'm not gonna, like I say, I don't mind. I've lived in the hoods because I feel safer in the hood that would then be safer in Pantini. Why? Because I know my neighbor in the hood is gonna I don't want to say save me, but watch out for me.
Look out for you.
Give a rat's ass about you. Oh, yo, he got robbed. Oh well, that's his problem. In the hood, I get robbed. Yo, people are gonna talk about it. Yo, Junior got robbed. What happened? So don't get me wrong. Like where I'm gonna move now, it's a little different. Not too much, but it's gated. Gated community. But make sure you find out the area where you want to move. Like I said, safety. Make sure you have a plan. Don't just say I'm going to move to DR and a job, enough funds for at least a couple of months to pay your rent. You know, make sure you have. I want to say a stable, like an online job. I want to say something that you could still make your funds, US dollar, to come here and live good. But everything. And everybody's different, the way they want to live. Some people want to, spend a lot of money on rent. Some don't. They have a small budget. So your budget is another big thing that you have to, take into consideration.
Right.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead, Nikki.
I just want to add to that. One of the other bigger things too is making sure that you're not leaving anything in the US that's going to bother you. Like, you know what I mean? Like a mortgage or a car payment or an animal. You understand? Like a pet.
Right.
Because I'm telling you guys all of what you guys know my story when I've been through. I had to come back because the girl that was watching my dog left my dog with my mom. Right. So I had to come back for that. So, get your dog prepared or your animal, get everything, all of your loose ends tied up for sure. And I totally agree with what he said. I mean, before you go there, you definitely want to go and spend some time in different areas, different provinces to see where you feel most comfortable and build that rapport with people. Because when I'm in Boca Chica, I go down the street and everybody's yelling, "Oh, la Niki, Niki, la Niki." I've built that rapport with people because I wanted to feel safe when I'm there, and I wanted to build that community and build that family. And so it goes back to what Junior said. If something, heaven forbid, were to happen to me, my Uncle John, I call him my Uncle John because he's like an uncle to me, not Coach John, but Uncle John. You know my Uncle John.
Yeah,
he's a security guard there at Boca Chica Beach. So there's anytime something's going on, it's like, Nikki, you good? You know what I mean? So definitely build that community, and you don't have to go there kissing butt or anything like that, but go there and build solid foundations with people, build solid friendships, and get your, build your family around you. Because listen, I was so grateful for my time there. The whole 4.5 months I was there, John was there and totally looked out for me. And I had, my other folks that I had met when I first got there. So that all that stuff makes a great difference. So great question, Troy.
But you know what I think also, at least I've been getting this information from other sources, other channels that I've watched and in groups. I know they talk about things like unfortunately, I think you have to also, when you get ready to go, is plan on having in your head, like in case of an emergency. So like some
Absolutely,
they require you to have what they call repatriation insurance. So even like that, believe it or not, there's a lot of foreigners that's been dying in the DR. A lot, just various reasons, heart attacks, fucking some foul, some not foul. And it ain't the Dominican government that's gonna get your black ass back to your home country. That's on you, living or dead. So,
yes.
You got to think about like, well, damn, what if something happened to me? And you can get this insurance. It's called repatriation insurance. You pay that like you pay anything else. And if something were to happen to you, heaven forbid, they'll pay to send your body back to your family or your loved ones, or things like that, or have some money set aside. Because I mean, we all can say that, nothing will never happen. But shit happened, and it happened to Canadians, Europeans. They're always in the Facebook group. Oh, so-and-so, can y'all help chip in? I'm like, I'm not chipping in shit. Y'all got to have your shit together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know these people. They're constantly begging.
Rico, are you talking about that the dude with the 2 kids that's trying to get back to the States and shit? Did you see that?
I don't give a fuck who it is. Yeah, I'm not.
Did you see that though? Did you see that?
Yeah, I see. I didn't see that one, but it's like every day. And my thing is, it's been enough stories in there. I'm like,
yeah.
For the 3 years I've been in this group, they've been talking about this shit. What is these motherfuckers doing?
They had a YouTube. Remember that YouTuber, Troy? That YouTuber that was talking about he was at the airport and he needed some money. And
he was scamming. He was scamming.
Oh, that wasn't real.
Wait. Was that the passport bro that was crying and saying like, "Oh, I couldn't make my flight or whatever"? Yeah, oh my god!
But I'm saying, I'm thinking more along the lines like there was like a English guy. Because I didn't know, like in the DR, and I'm telling you, from America, we got the Red Cross. The Red Cross has blood banks all over America. They don't have that shit in the DR, right, Junior? Because I heard you were talking about.
Yeah, we have Red Cross here.
Y'all have Red Cross. Do y'all have like blood banks? Why, like? Because what I heard was
we have Red Cross, and then you have private blood banks.
Okay, so
when we don't take insurance for blood, the blood can't even talk. The Red Cross does. If you have insurance, you get a discounted price to buy the blood.
Oh, so no matter what, you have to purchase blood in the DR from some fucking body, right?
Yes.
You don't get free blood like in the US.
You don't get a tooth taken out and you need blood, you got to buy it.
Okay, so all right, so that's the better way. Because like in the US, we don't think about that because in the groups, they ask people to go, oh, so-and-so need a surgery. If you be negative, can you go donate blood?
Oh my God.
Oh, yes, that's a real. Is that not a real thing, Junior?
And not only that, John, we pay donors.
Hey, Junior. I'm much handsomer than that motherfucker. That's Rico.
Oh, sorry.
John ain't never been this good looking. John ain't never been this good looking.
Said John. I was like, wait, what?
He ain't never been this good looking. Go ahead.
Now that Rico lost some weight, he thinks he's cute. Okay, I see.
That nigga wish.
Yeah.
You know what they call them now, right? Speak, really.
Yeah.
Now,
Go
but
ahead,
it's a
tell me.
shame that
Tell me
you
how
have,
they do the
you have to
blood
pay.
thing.
You know,
I have a question.
was that?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Speaking about businesses, Junior, do you guys have any type of insurance that will cover, like, if an American, well, no, my buddy, he is American, but he's married to a Dominican, so he's getting his cedula and his residency like this year, and he's starting a business. So what I'm wondering if for him is that, like, with his business, if something were to happen, like a hurricane, and it like tears it down, do you guys have any type of insurance there that covers that kind of a thing?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Let me
Well,
say that
the only
again,
insurance
Nikki.
you have, let's say let's say if you renting a place and something happens, yes, the landlord, has to help you cover any damages. Only because you're renting. So the building, let's say the building collapsed, well, God forbid or whatever. Yes, he has insurance because he's the landlord. Get it?
Okay, so a little, yes, and also I'm gonna repeat the question for Rico. I asked a buddy of mine. He's about to get his cedula and his residency. He's been married to a Dominican woman for a while, and so he's about to open a business. So earlier today, we were talking about the hurricane season, and he was saying to me, my concern. Just a side note, I do like small business consultations. So these are the types of conversations that are had when I'm doing that. But he's just my buddy, so I'm not charging him for that. Just in conversation, right? So he asked, "What do you think about, what if it's hurricane season? So what if something were to happen this time next year? Like here in the U.S., we're covered when we have that type of insurance. Can I get that type of insurance in the Dominican Republic?" So Junior saying if he were renting a place from somebody, that the owner would more than likely have that type of insurance. But here's the thing, Junior,
Mhm.
he's not going to be renting from anybody. He's going to be either he's going to purchase the land and the property. And so he would have
So
to be
then
the
he would
one
have to
to
get his
then.
own insurance.
Yeah, you can get insurance.
Exactly.
But you have. I
Yeah, you
know,
can get
like
insurance.
you have to
Oh,
get.
so what does that cover? Is my question then too. That's my next question.
You got to do
I'm
two ways. I
not,
think
I'm not
have
sure exactly.
you have
Okay.
insurance for the exterior, and then you can have insurance for the content. So, like a lot of people will have insurance for the content because the likelihood of your house collapsing is slim to none. But
Yeah,
because you
because
can
it's
end up with a
concrete.
lot of
It's a
flooding
business.
from
But it's
water
a business.
damage,
You gotta remember
but
that.
it's the same thing. It's
Yeah,
through
okay.
the same insurance company. You can insure the structure, and it's almost like the same as the U.S. It costs though.
But I'll find out for you, Nikki.
Yeah,
I'll
you
find out.
can get it. I know that, but it's a cost.
Yeah.
That's similar to the U.S. and it's better to go to like Humano, the big insurance companies they have, the same ones that'll do your
Okay.
car, your health, your life, and your property. Those companies do everything.
Yeah,
They
like right
only
Okay.
now
Well,
we have
one insurance company for everything.
right now my wife and I, the insurance we have on our apartment. Let's say either of us is away and whoever is not alive, whatever, that
Mhm.
apartment will be paid off automatically.
Right.
Okay, so you don't
oh,
have that burden of paying that mortgage. That's what we pay. That insurance we pay for.
So it's different types of insurance, but
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
they have it, but
Mhm.
they break it out into all these different parts. Like in the U.S., if you get homeowners insurance, it covers the structure and the interior. In the DR,
exactly.
it's two separate. So it's like, okay, Rico, you can have the outside of the villa covered, or you can just have the contents, or you can have both. And you got to do like two separate parts. So it's like,
What do you think a monthly pay? Is
hmm.
it a monthly payment for that, or is it
Yeah, it's
like
a monthly.
yearly, or
There's a monthly
what
You
payment
around
for
can
that.
about?
pay
What do
it
you guys
yearly.
think?
You can do it monthly or yearly. It's up to you. Same thing with your car. You can pay it all in a lump sum, or you can do month to month. It's up to you how you want to pay it.
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm looking forward to the future in that case. That's fantastic.
Junior, go, Junior.
Yes, sir.
What happened to Junior? Can y'all hear me?
I'm here.
Yes, we
I'm
can hear
here.
you, and we can hear
Hey,
and see
Mr.
Junior.
Mondo, Mr. Mondo about to come up. So Mr. Mondo is related to our special guest that was going to come on. So he's going to talk about him a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up. But Troy,
What's up, bro?
how can we improve our Spanish in the Dominican Republic? Do you think it's a bad thing if we don't care? And that's real talk. I know Nikki laughing, but I mean, I have a hard time.
I thought you were being funny. I'm sorry. I thought you were being funny, but you're being serious. I'll shut up.
Yeah. You can't see my face, but I'm being serious. so
Like a heart attack.
Hey, yeah. Like, I have a hard time putting sentences together. I'm learning words like Nikki.
Yo,
said.
I got a cheat code for you, Coach, man. What I would do, I would start watching TV in Spanish and put the English subtitles down.
Okay.
And start watching everything in Spanish. Like, Coach, you're immersed, so that's like one of the best things to do would be to be immersed in the culture.
He's so right.
I would watch movies that you word for word, like watch Harlem Nights or Coming to America, where you already know the dialect, and just put in Spanish and then have the American words on the bottom. That'll help. And also
they're called English words, not American words. English words.
If we're gonna nitpick, if we're gonna nitpick English words. But,
it's funny that we're talking about this, right? Because earlier I was watching Howard.
That's a great point, though, Troy. But go ahead, Junior.
And my wife comes in and she sits down in the bed to watch it. Then it's going on, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't understand this." I was like, I feel like telling her, "Well, you need to learn English," but I had to bite my tongue, and she stood there, and then she's like she's trying to figure out what's going on. Then she asked me, I'm like, "Yeah, the kid killed his son. He's a drug dealer," So I explained to her, but then she's like, "Oh, I can't stay here once this." So no problem. I could have changed it, to Spanish, but it's just like certain things I can't watch in Spanish. The way,
yeah.
It's just like I'm used to watching Power in English. I'm not gonna watch it with them talking Spanish.
Right.
I would have put the closed caption. I would have put that in Spanish.
I can't. I have issues with that. That bothers me. I can't look at something and that. I don't know.
Listen,
that bothers me.
Hold on, but Coach, I got part 2 to that. There's also some technology. I put a friend of mine. He was like 70. He wasn't even about to try to learn Spanish, and he was dating a Haitian young lady. And I had told him, I said, "Listen, they got the technology now where they have these headphones where you get them. One will go in your ear, and one will go in the other person's ear. And when you're speaking in English, they're hearing it in Spanish. And when they're speaking in Spanish, you're hearing it in English." Changed his life. Cool. Changed his life. He was like,
there was $300, $400, right?
I don't want to get too graphic. I don't want to get too graphic, but he said he leaves it in during sex and everything.
Serious?
Serious. He said it serious. I'm dead serious.
Hey, it works for him, bro.
It works for him. So,
Junior, what about the kids? What's their English journey? What about the kids that live with you? Are they learning English?
The oldest one, yeah, because he wants to. So in school, they have, there's a class he has in English, and then he'll listen, to English stuff. So only because he wants to learn English. The little one, he's a knucklehead. He's just
because I think it would. But I think they should take advantage you being there. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about that too. Like, wow, you have an English speaker in the house.
All they worry about is TikTok and stuff like that.
Okay.
I tried, but they're at the age where it's just like you can't even tell them to throw the garbage.
Right. You can't tell them nothing.
You can't
Yeah, I
tell him
got
shit.
And it's not
So I
and it's
just
not
gotta
like
keep
Junior's
it
been
on.
with them. It's not like Junior's been with them since they were like little bitty babies, right? So it's like they're just kind of like, yeah, we hear ya, you know, and they're
no,
teenagers. Oh my
but I
goodness.
look at it
No,
the
no.
same. The reason why I asked is because I look at it now. Even though radio didn't teach soul English, the
Shut up.
fact of the matter is he hasn't been with her a long time, and she seemed to be more
Yeah.
open and receptive to whatever he can teach her.
Right. Yeah, and I do help her
Yeah,
out
no,
with
it's
words.
true.
Even Nikki has helped
Leave that
out
girl
with-
alone before she fucking repeat a grade.
No, shut up. No, but
Fucking around with you, she ain't.
Sir.
Gonna, they gonna take her fucking diploma fucking with you.
Hey, coach, is Soul there? Soul with you there?
No, she's she graduates in 3 more days, so she's at a graduation party right now.
Can you do me a favor next time you talk to her?
Go ahead.
I said, get on the moto.
Ah,
She'll know what I'm talking
I'll
about.
tell her.
She'll
never
know what I'm talking
She ain't gonna- she know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So Mr. Mondo, he's getting ready to come up and tell us about his family member that is from Japan and how he got here and all of this stuff. So yeah, but Nikki, go ahead. I'm sorry, you about to say something.
Yeah, no, I just was gonna say, like, honestly, our last couple of lives have been, I feel like, really good. Like, we've been really educating people on things that are super important. And, you know, what Rico was saying earlier, I feel like we need to collaboratively come together and collaborate on a book. I think we spoke about that, right? We spoke about doing like a all things.
Documentary.
Oh, we definitely got to do the documentary. And RA, I agree with you. Soul is very mature for her age. She's such a lover. You know, she's not a fighter. She's a lover. She
Right.
has always welcomed me with open arms and been so sweet to me all day, every day. And I have a special place in my heart for her for that.
She's awesome. She loves
Absolutely. She's so dope. Yeah. I like her a lot. And so,
her
but
energy is awesome.
yeah, her energy is fantastic because, yes, I had some days where I was a little bit stressed out, and her energy was like, Nikki, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you're right. You know what I mean? But back to the book, I definitely could see us coming together and collaborating. Me, you, Rico, freaking Juan and Armando and what's our buddy here? Ideal Meal. Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of our other buddy's name? He's here.
Who are you talking about? Manuel.
Oh my gosh, yes. Exactly. Manuel.
Mr. Mondo,
And
you there? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, he's there. No,
Okay,
and
go
then just lastly,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, and also, oh my God. Who else is on this call with us?
Who? Junior.
Junior.
I already said Junior.
Rico. Troy.
Troy. Oh my God. Yes, tapped in with Troy. Yes, Troy. It just left me. It's from that's what happens when you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the word because my mom's here and she's gonna be like, I told you. Anyways, so the bottom line is
When you
when we
age,
get this book, what's that?
Yeah. Hey.
you said when we
Mr.
age, that's the word.
No, bebiendo, mira.
Oh,
No lo dije en
Drinking?
inglés porque mami está aquí. So anyways, the bottom line is, what I'm saying is to get this book together is going to come together beautifully because we have business talk, day-to-day talk, survival talk, relationship talk, all of that. And it can be in both languages because we have a group of people who are bilingual as well. So we'll get together on the back end about that. But
That's
I
right,
think it's
so-
going to be a beautiful thing, bro. Even about how to get married. Like, oh my gosh, it's all going to come together. Armando, que da tu luz, coño.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Armando.
Hey, man. Oh, man. I tried to reach out, and he said he was going to do it. And I understand things come up, but we really wanted to hear from the horse's mouth from him. But maybe you can help us out. So now, how is he related to you?
Oh, he is my wife's aunt. Um, because he was raised by her family, but the thing is that his parents, they came from Japan during the World War II. There is a place here in Dominican Republic called Bonao. It's Bonao.
Okay.
In that place, we have some Japanese and Chinese families that came to the Dominican Republic during the World War II, and they were raised there.
Hmm.
A lot of them, they, for example, they had this places where you buy car replacements, because
Okay.
they had contacts there in their countries, and they started doing that. Actually, my grandfather's family, he's from Japan, and I remember that he took me there to that place when I was a kid, and he had he made how do you call this, energy,
Is he
how do you call
electrician?
this, electricity generators,
Okay.
Dilo en
when
español para ayudarte.
la planta eléctrica. Mi padrino construía planta eléctrica.
Oh,
Yeah, sí.
generators, yeah, like
Yeah,
electricity and
Gotcha.
generators.
and like him, there are a lot of Japanese that their parents came from Japan, and Chinese that they came during the World War. Yeah,
So what? No, let me ask you this, Mr. Mondo. They came from like during the World War or after the World War II?
during the World War.
So how is that possible? Like they the country allowed them to come?
The Dominican president by that time, I don't know, he made some kind of arrangement, and it also happened with Jewish people. A lot of
Mm.
Jewish came to this country. They came through the uh, Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata vinieron los judíos.
Oh wow.
Sí,
Okay.
yeah, no, Sosua. Yeah, actually, the Israel ambassador, um, they like every, I don't recall if it's every year, but he goes to that place, and to remember those days when the Dominican Republic helped the Jewish, because they were being chased by Adolf Hitler.
Okay. Gotcha. 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 So all right, tell me like so he was in the military, United States military. So break that down. How is that possible? What happened?
Yes, because he went to the U.S. when he was a teenager.
Mhm.
Uh, I remember he told me that when he arrived to the U.S., he didn't know how to say anything in English. But he's a very smart man. Well, it seems he has always been, because to arrive to the U.S. not speaking English, not being the country that you were born and raised, and to go to be accepted in the military, that's a good story. It's too bad that he couldn't get online. I hope he can be next weekend here, so he can
Yeah,
share.
that would be great. So let me ask you this. I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but is he what is he considered as? Is he considered as Dominican or is he what is his nationality?
He's considered as Dominican. He says that he loves the U.S., but he says that he's Dominican, and
So he's not Japanese.
no, because he doesn't even speak Japanese. His parents are from
Oh,
Japan, but he was
okay.
born here in the country, his parents, I think they died when he was too young. And he, I asked him, do you have any contact with any of your families in Japan? He said, no, I don't even speak
Oh,
Japanese.
got
Yeah.
you, got you, got you.
Does he
Wow.
have? So did he get U.S. citizenship?
Yes.
Okay, so he's a Dominican American.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has U.S. citizenship and Dominican citizenship. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
he just he's just his ancestry is Japanese.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
all right. So
Yeah.
he's a Dominican. So when he went to the U.S., he stayed, got residency, became a citizen. Because that's why I was asking Coach. I was like, he had to have gotten American citizenship to serve in the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Wow, wow. So you can so once you so he left to go to the United States and then he got citizenship and then he joined the military.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
And then
Okay.
he would work there till retirement and came. So how long has he been back in the DR then?
No. He lives in the U.S. He comes
Oh,
every.
so he lives in the okay.
Yeah.
All
He
right. So he
comes.
lived in the US. He just visits back in the
He
DR.
comes every. He comes every 3 or 4, every 2 or 3 years.
Okay, for a
Hey,
long visit. Okay,
what
so he's
Rico got questions like a prosecutor. God.
no, because the way John was telling the story, the way he originally told the story, and I was like, wait a minute, this shit's
I
not
did tell
making
you.
any sense.
Right,
Then
right,
I
right.
said, okay, I put it
Yo,
together. I'm like,
that's why
oh,
I
he's a
always tell
Dominican
Rico the
American.
truth.
Right.
Always
Rico
tell
don't
Rico the
forget
truth.
nothing. Yeah, Rico don't forget shit.
When he threw the military, I'm like, I served, we serve in the military. It's like, bruh, you can't be no Dominican serving in the U.S. military. He must have gotten, and now that makes sense. Okay, so
Hey,
he
hey,
lives in the U.S. It makes
Armando,
sense.
what happens if I walk up to him or Junior walks up to him or Nikki or Rico or Troy and says, hey, Chino, can you tell me where the diapers are in the grocery store? What
Oh no, he wouldn't get mad
he
because
would?
actually I went with him to the car wash last weekend, and there was this beautiful girl there, and I was joking with her, and I said, hey, that's my father. And
Uh-huh.
she asked me, but why your father is a Chinese? And he started smiling. He said no. My family's from Japan, but I'm not Chinese. But he doesn't get mad with that. I don't
So
know,
if someone
but
calls him Chino, he won't get mad.
no, he doesn't get mad.
He corrected me. I called him. And when I first met him, he came into my house. I said, "What part of China is your family from?" He said, "I'm not Chinese." He said, "I'm Japanese." I said, "I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah, but
apologize."
he doesn't he doesn't get mad at all. Sometimes the guy from the Colmado, the first time he saw a Chino, and he does he didn't even say that he's not Chinese, because
You don't
sometimes
care,
if it's not worth it,
right?
but most of the Asian people, if you tell a Japanese that it's a Chinese or vice
They,
versa, they get really bad.
they get
Yeah,
mad.
because
Really?
I was about to say in the USA, he'll punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah,
Let it slide in the
right.
DR because they not playing. He's in America. I know he's not accepting nobody calling him Chino in America because they will correct your ass quickly.
Yeah, I remember when I
Yeah.
was younger that Shaquille O'Neal was talking about Yao Ming,
hmm
and he said like "Tell Yao Ming," something
Yeah.
like that. Oh my God, he
Yeah.
had he had problems in
Oh
China.
my God, are you serious?
You
I never
can't do
heard
that
that.
shit.
Yeah,
You
No,
can't.
you
You
can't
can't
do
play
that.
with your eyes. You can't
No,
Yeah,
call. You can.
that's racist. That's
It's
racist.
that's
racist. Yeah.
racist.
You can't
So,
do
hey,
that. You can't. No, you
Mr.
can't.
Mondo, do you think it's racist that a Dominican? I have heard y'all 500 times since I've been living here. I'm walking down, and Dominican said, "Hey, Chino, where are the motorcycles, the kids' motorcycles?" And then they turn around and answer the question. Do you think that's offensive when you ask a Chinese person? You don't say their name. You don't say, "Excuse me, sir." Most Dominicans say, "Hey, Chino, I need your help."
Yeah, they don't feel offended because they know that the Dominican people, people people are crazy here. They
Yeah,
call it Chino, but it's
bad
not
way.
disrespectful meaning.
Okay, but
It's yeah,
can I ask a question now?
yeah,
I hear you say it's not, but see the way racism works is not the person that says it, it's the person that receives it.
exactly.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I would never tell an Asian person me calling him Chino is not racism, especially if they're not Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Now, I
yeah,
wouldn't me saying it, I don't think it is, but oftentimes the person that says it never thinks it is. It's the person that receives it. I just think it just comes from, I just think
But
by
I think
and
Rico.
large,
But let me say this. I
okay,
understand, but you have to understand that Junior and Armando, they wasn't born in the United States, so it wasn't like a lot of racism over here.
Junior was raised in the United States.
No, he
So
was born
separate
here.
Junior from it. Separate Junior. Junior, where were you raised, Junior?
I was raised in the United States.
And you know what racism is, right?
Yeah, but I guess here,
Okay.
I
I'm
guess
not talking about the DR because I'm trying to explain the reason why I think it is the way in the DR is simply because what we said before, it comes
Mhm.
from a lack of education. It's
No, of
not that
course.
they're being mean, they don't know what they're saying is a thing. So they continue to say it. We used to do the same shit in the US until they started educating us, saying you can't be playing with your fucking eyes. You can't be doing what Shaq said. Because I grew up, don't, and people
Right.
had to correct our ass.
Right.
And it's the
That's
same
what
thing
I'm
like back in those days too. Like I had to correct mommy the other day. She said,
yeah,
"Yeah, you know, the little Oriental girl." I said, "Mommy,"
yes,
and she goes, "I mean the Asian young lady." I said, "Thank you." It's the
right.
same thing. And
It's the
and
same
again,
thing,
you're right. They don't mean it
but
as a
it
racist
still
thing.
is.
And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, "What? That dude is Korean. Why would they call him Chino?" You know what I mean? And again,
Yeah.
it's not any. There's no malice behind that.
And what I think is I don't like the way I hear people excuse it rather than trying to make them better and say, look, guys, I know you didn't mean no offense, but you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, because the person that hurts is the Asian person, not the person that said it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I get called negra all the time, but I know that it's a term of endearment. But at first I was like, why do people keep saying this to me? It would either be negra, morena,
But,
negrita, you
but
know?
Coach, it's the same way you said, remember you had to get on the girls about calling the black person monkey, right? It's the same thing.
Wait.
Yes,
Hold
Coach,
on.
tell a story about the girls playing and calling the black kid monkey. I was like, that
What?
shit ain't funny.
Hold on. When
Coach,
was this?
Coach. Oh, he went on mute now. So that's what I'm
Wait a
saying. The
minute.
thing is, I'm saying that these things still happen, but it never changes because nobody wants to call it out and correct it. And you don't have to do it in a mean way.
Now,
You
what
just
you say? What'd you say, Rico?
tell the
Can you
story
tell
about
the
the
story about the
little
monkey?
girl
I'm like,
saying,
wait, what?
call a black kid monkey.
All right. I didn't hear you. Say it one more time, Rico.
The story where the little girl said she didn't think nothing was wrong calling the black boy monkey.
No, that's not what happened.
How did it go? Give me the monkey story.
It was Jasmine and Darlene, and I cut all my hair off, and I cut my beard off. I cut everything, my mustache. I cut everything off. So, and I got it on video. I didn't know
Right.
she was gonna say that.
Okay.
she's 14 years old, and we were doing it. Okay, let me finish. Then we were doing a video, and she said, "Coach John, you look like a black monkey now because you cut all your hair off." And I said, "You can't say that. That's racist." And
Thank you. That's the story I'm telling. I'm saying you don't ignore it, because then you let it continue to perpetuate.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I never knew that story. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that happened when I was.
That was good.
And I'll send you the video, Nikki. But she said, "Coach John," and I was recording. We were talking about something, and she said, "Coach John, you shaved all your hair off and on your face, and you look like a black monkey." And I said, "You can't say that in the United States." She said, "Oh, I didn't know that was racist."
And I told you, Coach, she can't say that shit a lot of other places as well, not just the United States. Because people are putting this narrative. If you call somebody a black monkey in Europe, where I just came from, they're gonna put their fucking hands on you. You call somebody a monkey in Africa, they're gonna put their fucking hands on you. It's not just the United States. That's what I'm saying, and I understand.
But she would call a white person a black a monkey.
I don't care about that.
They don't know nothing about racism over here, Rico.
You got to stop saying they don't know. Some of them.
I'm talking about the young kids. I'm talking about the 12 and 13, 14-year-olds.
But why not use the word monkey though? Why have to say black monkey? That's where I'm a little bit confused about. Because you're light skinned, my guy. So that was
because that's been taught. Because that's been taught.
Clearly it's been taught. Yeah, because they're kids.
You say, see, this is the problem. As adults, when we should be doing better, you know that if somebody says that they've been taught that, even if they don't know what it means, it's not necessarily a laughing matter. Right. And the fact of the matter is, it's in 2024, these kids got access to the internet and every fucking thing else.
Shout out to J-Day.
I'm not accepting that.
Brother? Shout out to J-Day.
I'm not accepting this. You know, why are we? And again, I know it comes from a place not of malice, but in 2024, come on, people. And you know what? Guess why I don't buy the bullshit? Because all of my highly educated Dominican friends, they never say that shit.
Let me ask you.
They never say it. They never. You have a large portion.
Wait, hold up, Rico. We're getting serious now, Mr. Armando. Do you tell your child, your boy? I know your daughter. She's special needs. But do you tell your son, hey, you can't call nobody a black monkey or nothing like that? Have you ever had the conversation with him about that?
Yes. Actually, when he
shut up, Rico.
The first year that he was in school, mm-hmm. he came and he told me, "Hey, Daddy, my teacher is brown." And I told him, "Hey, she's just like you. She's like you. You don't tell she's brown. You just tell she's your teacher. That's it. And you gotta love her." Yeah, and he has a lot of friends at where he lives. His mom doesn't let him go out, but his friends go and play to his house. And that was the only moment that he has told me that, and I corrected him, and he has never told me that.
And you're not lying, because I never saw your little boy outside. When I was outside, I never saw your son out there. Go ahead.
But the problem though.
Junior got a comment real quick.
Go ahead, Junior.
When I worked in a call center, there's a lot of times that I would hear the N-word.
Right.
Them saying it to each other and stuff. And I had to step in because, like I said, I was raised in the United States. I know what the meaning of that word is. Right. I know how negative and. So I told him, I was like, listen, you can't be using that word like that in a call center, especially if you sitting next to on your coworker and a client hears that through the phone, you're gonna be in trouble. And it's just something you just don't
Oh
throw out.
God.
Oh, my end this, my end that, and
Right,
this
right.
end. So I had like at first it was eating me away because I try not to get in people's conversation. But when you're using something that I know where it comes from and I know the meaning of that word, that bothers me.
Right.
So I had to step in and tell them, listen, I don't care if you use that when you're not around me, but if I hear you say that, I'm gonna call you out on it.
Respect. That's respect. That's
Out
respect.
of
Hey, let
respect.
me, Rico, can I say this real quick?
Go ahead.
All right, Armando, I thank God for this, and me and Nikki talk about it all the time. I'm different. I was when I my first step in the Dominican Republic, I lived amongst Dominicans in San Cristobal. I lived there, and they took care of me, and I never stayed in a hotel or a resort or nothing like that. And I tell y'all the story. Armando, you never heard this story, and maybe Junior, you haven't either. And I want you to be truthful to me, Armando. And everybody always talking about, hey, y'all need to stop talking about race all the time. Sometimes we gonna talk about race. Hey, it is what it is. It's been 10 weeks we hadn't talked about race. So don't come up here talking about, hey, y'all need to stop talking about race. Nigga, we can talk about race sometimes, and because
It's your channel.
that's right. And we are mixed people. And hey, we got Dominicans and stuff. So anyway, Mr. Mondo, I'm sitting outside videoing and just looking at stuff and enjoying my day in San Cristobal. And the kids, I was watching the kids play a game. And the game was called, and let me know if you ever played it before. And I'm not gonna look down on you for you. The game was called Tag. You are the smelly, nasty Haitian. That was the name of the game. So, because I pulled out my translator, and the game was called You Are Haitian, You're It. So we played a game in the United States called You're It. If somebody touch you, you're it.
Accurate.
Yeah, tag you're it. But this was called You Are the Nasty Haitian tag. So it was all Dominicans. And they had Dominicans crying, like they'll get tagged and then they'll be it and they'll have to try to tag somebody else so they're not the stinky, smelly Haitian person. So have you ever played that game, tag you're the stinky Haitian?
Oh no, I don't remember that I have played that game. I do remember that my father actually told that here when he was a kid. Some of his uncles and aunts during the war when the Haitians were going back to Haiti. Some people there are some stories and some books that says that they cut the head of many people. Well, the thing is that uh, the um, the parents used to scare their sons, telling them, "Hey, if you don't eat your meal, that the Haitian is gonna come and
Oh,
eat you." But but when I was a kid, I don't remember we there was a game like that. But kids are crazy. The kids are always creating some new ways of play. Of course, that is too bad. And you know what I think that by the past, but as the times go by, people will start to to get over with Haitians and live together with them, because the Haitian community is growing a lot here in the Dominican Republic. And
And
you know
especially in Wambush.
we live in the same island, and it's better if people start loving and get together, because it is what it is, man.
go
You know,
ahead, Troy.
I
Next,
just want
next.
to interject this. I went to college with a lot of well, a significant amount of Haitians. So the issues that I always see online or whatever are from the Haitians that are in America. They seem to they don't want anybody coming to the Dominican Republic. they say they the ones that call out all the Dominican Republic so racist. I even have one friend. I got one friend. She said, "Don't invite me to the Dominican Republic. I'm not coming. This and that." And I'm like, you guys are in the States, and you know what I'm saying. There's plenty of Haitians here, and my neighbor, he's a pharmacist. He owns a home here. He's Haitian. He's from the States. I'm like, there's a lot of Haitians that live in this area. The biggest house on my block is owned by a Haitian. It's another house up the street that's a Haitian. There are a lot of Haitians that actually live here in Punta Cana. But what kills me is that the Haitians that are in America that never come back to Haiti, they never come to the island. They got the most stuff to say about people visiting the Dominican Republic. It's terrible. Like, you be arguing with them online, like, you never come home. Why you're never here? Why don't you come back to Haiti? And I see a lot. And another thing that I noticed that's funny is that a lot of Haitians vacation here in the Dominican Republic. Come from the States, especially the cats in Miami. They come down here and they'll be partying up in Sosua, and they'll be partying wherever throughout the island, and they never say that they're Haitian. They'll try to be, now they're black. When they come here, they're black. When they back in the States, they're Haitian. But like they don't really, yeah, there's a lot of cats. There was actually, I don't want to start no mess with your channel, but they called out there's a guy he's real popular, Checks in Effect. Mm-hmm. He goes all over the place. And Check got called out. Nobody knew he was.
Ace Live.
Yeah, they got called out because nobody knew they were Haitian. Everybody thought they was black. And then it was other Haitians that were watching. It was like, yo, why are you guys hiding the fact that you're Haitian? And then everybody, they was running around DR, this and that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know he was Haitian. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I didn't know he was Haitian until just now, and I've been watching this channel.
I'm being with all due respect. I'm not gonna let, because I could give a shit less about the Haitian issue. I'm literally telling you, you know, and this is where we do a disservice, is because, like, Coach, you tell the story of the game, but then earlier you say, oh, they don't know about racism. I'm like, they do know about racism in the DR, because I think it's more. I'm sorry, we're gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
I think the difference is in America we go by color.
Yeah.
Right. They're going by now. Their beach is like where they're national. You know what I mean? Where they're from. Because they'll have Haitians as dark as me. They'll have Dominicans as dark as me.
This is where I need to correct everybody. They do also go by color, because I personally
they do it to each other though. It's not like,
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have dark-skinned Dominicans.
Right, I agree.
That are treated like they're Haitian, even though they're Dominicans.
I agree.
And see, nobody's speaking for that group of people. It's some black ass Dominican.
You know what?
I know a girl that every time she goes to the doctor, they don't want to treat her kids because they think
we need to get a dark-skinned Dominican.
That's what I keep saying. Every time and no disrespect to you, Junior or Mr. Armando, but every time I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. And I know as a Black American, I'm never gonna have to deal with racism.
Listen,
but they try to privilege. But if
try to snatch me off the bus.
My daughter's fiance, you know, we did an interview.
It's true.
But I was on the
I was just thinking about him. Yeah. I was just thinking about.
They're not. So you can't. And what I think we're doing is we perpetuate it by pretending like it's not there because it's among the. What I'm saying, when we say things like, I'm like, yeah, but if every time I look around the room, it's a brown skin or light skin or white Dominican, what the fuck do I expect? But when I'm among a bunch of dark-skinned Dominicans.
But you know what? I'm gonna give you a funny story. Rico. I'm on the actual bus coming back from the capital. Almost, we're at the last toll before you get to Punta Cana. there's a big ass school bus, like two big ass school buses and a white bus past the exit toll. So the bus pulls over. Now it was an unusual amount of Haitians that was on that bus. I mean, like they were like piling on there. I only think some of them weren't even supposed to be on the bus. It was that many
Ay,
people.
Dios mío.
And
Mhm.
the bus pulls over. I'm like, oh shit. Immigration pops on the bus. They start snatching. I'm talking about like literally snatching people off of the bus. So I'm seeing somebody like 2 seats ahead of me. So I try to act like I'm asleep. I put up one of these numbers. Dude comes, he comes and grabs my pole. He's full pole, and the dude that was grabbing me was darker than me. It was,
Right.
Ay,
it
Dios
was,
mío.
Right,
it was
yes.
a Dominican dude.
And
He
that's
was darker than me. He's grabbing on me. And I'm like, whoa, what you doing? So this is when I used to carry my military ID. So we get off, they drag off the bus. I'm like, get ready to punch him in his face, but he had a strap. But we had a little back and forth. Man, get your hands off me. Then, like, when I get off the bus, I pull out my military ID and I show it to the person that was in charge. His eyes got big as saucers. And I was like, look, he can speak English. I was like, I'm not just anybody. And you ain't gonna just be grabbing on me like I'm fucking crazy out here. And he's like, yo, I'm so sorry. And I'm looking at the Dominican dude and I'm like, you was darker than me.
Right.
Like,
But do you know that is the like most popular thing that happens. I've seen it myself too, and I'm like,
yeah, they scared to ride the bus now. It was a time
what I'm
when
saying
they were
is,
scared to drive the bus.
but I'm saying this is what I'm
Leading
saying.
up to the election, hold on real quick.
What?
Leading up to the election, a lot of Haitians were scared to ride the bus, man. And you've seen it out here on Barbaro Digital, them jumping off the bus and running, jumping out the window of the bus. The school buses out here in Barbaro, because they're the ones that's building up this whole building people kind of up. They're building
But
people
Troy,
kind of up.
the reality is this, and we all got to be honest, myself included. Every time I see a very dark-skinned person in the DR, 100% of the time, mentally, I assume they're Haitian. That's not always the case, right? So what I'm saying is, and not only do I make that assumption, the Dominicans that don't know that person make that same assumption until
sometimes,
they out.
not every time.
Not every time, but writ large, I know a shitload of dark-skinned Dominicans that are treated like they're fucking Haitians. They go through hoops the same way. And he's a school teacher, Crystal's boyfriend, husband, whatever. He's a school teacher. He sat there on the video. I implore everybody to go back and listen to that dark-skinned Dominican man tell you you get lesser job opportunities. What the fuck do y'all think racism is? Y'all got to stop I expect better from us, from the U.S., who know the systemic ways that shit work. I'm not going to come to the PR and pretty the shit up for them. I'll educate them. I'll educate them and say, guys, y'all got to start. And if they don't want to learn, they don't want to fucking learn. But I'm not going to help them.
Hold up, Rico. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But let's ask Mr. Armando to guess. Mr. Armando, has it gotten better with colorism and racism in the Dominican Republic in the last 10, 15 years? Has it gotten better or has it gotten worse?
Yes, I would say it has gotten better because there are some for example, non-profit organizations that are trying to teach the people that it's not good to talk to people by the color of the skin. I think it's well, not like other countries,
have you
but
seen
at least
you've seen the difference?
at least there is a will to teach the people.
Hey, do you see a difference? Let's get like do you see a difference from when you were coming up 15, 20 years ago compared to now? Do you see a difference?
Yes, yes, I see it different because if you act racist, you can be like I mean, people think about it twice. I assume because you can be exposed in the media, and there are every day there are more and more people fighting for the rights or the people, no matter where they come from or the color of their skin.
Okay.
And I think it's good for all of us because that
And
would be good.
especially if they're business owners.
Was that?
And especially if they're business owners.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want to have people protesting and coming in there saying like, oh, this person's racist. So yeah, that to me makes a lot of sense as to why they're trying to clean it up. And not only that, a lot of these people now, they have family members and nephews, nieces, grandkids, um, uh, daughters-in-law, father, what is it, son-in-laws that are sometimes darker than them. So they're kind of seeing like, oh,
Can
I gotta accept my family. That's my family.
Right.
I got
You're
a
right,
question
Nick.
for the
You're right.
guests.
Go ahead, Troy.
For this is for Mr. Armando and my man Cito. Hey, quick question: would you guys? I know you guys are married, but if you weren't married, hypothetically, would you date a Haitian woman? Keep it a buck.
That's a good question.
Troy,
Why?
Troy coming with the hard hitting questions.
Mr.
Okay.
Mondo,
What's so hard
Mr.
here?
Mondo, do you
It's a
heard
simple
the question?
Was that?
Said, if you guys weren't married, you and Junior. This question is for both of you guys. If you weren't married, would you date a Haitian woman?
Or marry one?
If I would marry a Haitian,
Yes.
of course, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Junior?
Junior.
I can vouch. Excuse me, just one second. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna vouch for Armando.
Yes.
Armando definitely is not colorist at all. I'm just
Oh,
gonna leave it
not at
at
all.
that.
You're
I'm
right.
just gonna leave it at that. And I believe his answer.
Right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so again, like I said, I'm just saying this, guys. I'm not speaking for all Dominicans, but we've seen enough examples of it to know that it still exists out there. Just like I know we still got racist motherfuckers in America. So
Yeah.
I don't, it just it baffles me. And I'm almost at the point where I want to say, let's stop talking about race if we ain't gonna talk about it for real or be serious.
But hold on. But let me pause you. Let me pause you because we didn't get Junior's answer. What's your
He
answer,
said
Junior?
yes. I thought he
Oh,
said
he did
yes.
say yes. Oh, I didn't hear him.
You
Junior,
can't hear
you
you,
muted.
Junior. We can't hear you, Junior. You muted.
I would say yes, I would. You know why? I don't look at your white, black, purple, yellow, Haitian, Dominican, American. If you have the qualities in a person that I'm looking for, that's what I'm going to be with. And that's always been my mindset. That's always been how I've dated a person. Don't get me wrong. I've dated Dominican, Puerto Rican, black,
Mhm,
and I've never, I
mhm,
don't look at it as a race thing. You could be an alien from Mars. If you have the qualities that I'm looking for, that's what I'm going to be with.
mhm.
And I don't care. And sometimes people get in a relationship and they think about their family. Listen, I'm the one that's going to be with that person, not my family. My family can say all they want, but if that person makes me feel good and is there for me, so be it. That's just how,
And you
how
know
I.
what? I'm gonna say why I believe you too, Junior. You did mention earlier that your wife is an older woman. So to me, that lets me know that your whole thought was, I love and fell in love with this woman for who she is. I'm not thinking about her age, or this, or that, or this, or that. So yeah, we've got a great panel. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
this: if
right.
we don't think that there's anything wrong with the race issue in the DR, and we think everything is fine, then we don't need to talk about it anymore. I don't.
We don't think that. You know, we don't think that.
So, but what I'm saying is, if we're saying things like they don't have racism, they don't, then what the hell are we even talking about?
It's more colorism than racism, bro.
It's
like,
both.
let's call it what it is.
Well,
To me, it's more colorism.
It's
more
both.
colorist.
It's both. But if you want to make it a colorist, if you want to make it a color, then make it a colorist discussion. Don't make it a racist.
Then that's what. Right. And it can be that.
If you say it's colorist, then why are we talking about race?
There's nobody on the panel that believes that everybody knows that there's racism in the Dominican Republic. Not one person, Rico, believes that. So you're right about that. But
then don't say it isn't. Don't say it. You made the statement. Not you. Yes, you did.
None of us are saying that. Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You said it, and that's when I step out to correct you to say, don't say these things, because when we speak these things,
Rico, I never said there is not.
I'm gonna give you the time stamp.
Dominican Republic.
I'm gonna give you the time stamp.
We got people on right now. Now, I have never in my life said that there is not racism in the Dominican Republic. Anybody ever heard me say that?
Well, honestly, I feel like you've said it more so that there is racism, because he speaks about the Haitian thing, and i.e. racism. So yes, I think John does speak about that now. In this conversation, I think this has been a broader conversation. That's first and foremost. And I'm going to just say this. Let me just say it like this. There are like three components. There's first, I have been in on this for a couple of years, where I'll be in a situation where I'm the one who speaks Spanish, and a light-skinned, dang near white-skinned person who is Dominican passing or Latina passing is there, and they don't speak Spanish, but I do. So then it goes from, oh, we were really, interested in having a conversation with her. Oh, but now that we know she doesn't speak Spanish, now Nikki is the star, and now we're going to put all of our attention on Nikki. You understand? So what is that? That was a colorist situation, right? Then you have the second thing where it is racism, where it's like, oh, you're black, you're darker skinned from America, from United States, whatever. That's that. Then you have the third one where it is a colorist situation, when they're only looking at the color and saying, yo, you're dark skinned and you're Dominican, and I still don't like it, because what are you, Haitian? And it's like, oh, after they hear the person speak, they know that that's not the case. So it's so many. It's very layered. We cannot just put it all into one bowl. But one thing I can say is I'm grateful for all of the experiences that we've all had together, and that we've all had being in the Dominican Republic, meeting people like Armando, meeting people like Junior, people like Manuel,
right?
And oddly enough, they're all lighter skinned, Dominicans, and lighter brown skinned Dominicans that are like very much accepting and very.
Nikki, that's a great point. And Rico, I agree with you on a lot of stuff, but let me ask Mr. Mondo, like RA says, back to the guest. Do you think, Armando, can you hear me, brother? Armando.
No, I don't think I don't see him anymore. He's not on.
Oh, he's not.
Who's at the top right? Is that Troy at the top right?
That's Troy, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Let me ask you until he comes back on. Do you think we talk about racism too much in your country, the Dominican Republic, Junior? Should we stop talking about it? I want your opinion.
You mean the Dominican route, right? The Dominican route?
No. The Dominican Republic. The Dominican. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Nikki. Yeah. Do you think, as the Dominican route, do you think we don't talk about it that much? A lot of people think we talk about it a whole bunch, but we really don't.
Honestly, I don't. It comes up once in a while, but I don't say it's not every Sunday since I've been here that we talk about the same thing. No.
Right. But do you think it needs to not be talked about at all? Because some people are not, and I'm not talking about anybody on this panel. I'm talking
I
about,
think
and
we
I'm not.
should,
Okay, go
because we
ahead.
need to educate, let's say, some Dominicans that are here and they don't see things as racism. So we do need to speak about it to educate other people.
But here's the deal. Here's 100% of what is happening here. John's channel, the Dominican route, a large population of this channel are Black American men who are interested in traveling to the Dominican Republic. We also have Black women. We also have other Hispanic people that join the channel, right? Here's the deal.
Mhm.
I am not mad about the conversations that are had because it's important that we tell the truth, not only the truth, but our truth and what we're experiencing as Black Americans
Yes,
in the country. It's
great.
important to be honest about that. You know, what I don't want to do is ever try to manipulate someone to make them think it's a thing that it's not really. That would be like me saying, "Hey guys, by the way, everyone there loves me because I am my complexion and because I am blah 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 blah." That would not be accurate.
Right.
My experience has actually still been quite awesome. It's been great. You know what I'm saying? And I think it has a lot to do. Nah, I know it has 95% to do with the fact that I speak Spanish. So when I show up, it's not an awkward situation where they're like, "Oh, what's this Black girl talking about?" You know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, yeah, we're just talking regular with this girl." Because they don't know what I am. They never know what I am from jump. They're like, "Is she Haitian? Is she American? Is she Dominican?" And generally, the general idea is that they think that I'm a Black girl from here who has Dominican parents. That's all. That's like 95% of the time. That's what they think. But the bottom line is this: regardless of any of that, go ahead, Troy, hop in.
No, yeah, Troy. I don't know if Troy was about to say something, but
No,
Rico,
I got Gary bounce. I'm sorry, y'all. I
hey
got
man,
Oh,
oh,
I thought you
I
had to
just
hop
wanted to
in
say
on
bye to
something.
everybody.
yeah, we don't have too much. Hey,
Oh,
brother, hey,
Yeah,
Troy
hey,
got a
hey,
girl coming
Junior.
through. Okay, what's her name, Troy?
No,
Hey,
no, no. I'm about to actually go pray and let take it down. Junior, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Same
Rico,
here, brother.
we'll talk tomorrow morning, I'm sure. Coach. Thanks for
right.
having me on,
that
man.
girl is knocking on that door. Have a good night.
All right,
All right,
peace
brother.
out,
Take
man.
care, man.
Love y'all,
All
Be
man.
right,
safe,
Troy.
man. All right, brother.
Bye, Troy.
Hey, I'll say this because we got about 10 more minutes. No,
Yeah,
I believe that we do need to talk about it. I'll say this: Troy, Nikki, Junior, Rico. I'm just speaking from the heart. Dominicans do not like talking about racism. I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm telling you what Mr. Armando and
it makes them
Manuel,
uncomfortable.
it makes, I'm telling you just the
It
facts.
does.
I'm not trying to make nobody shut up. And I'm more on your side, Rico, than you think. But
I don't, sir. Let me explain something. Okay, this is where I think you guys are getting all off the rail. Okay, I think we need to stop talking about it until we better educate ourselves. Okay, because I think we're having these conversations and people see you're. I hear people personalizing what racism is to them. I don't look at race that way. I look at it from a systems base. As I
okay,
said, I've never experienced racism in the DR and I never will. But I still know what it looks like when I see it because I know what racism looks like from a systemic basis. So when I think when you guys are talking about racism, you're talking about it from, oh well, I don't see, and you'll hear all the I and me and things like
yeah,
that. And you can't
right,
go through life talking about problems like this from a personal lens, because what I keep trying to say is people who don't share our personal lens have a totally different experience.
That's
So
right.
I think that to
That's right.
me, we could be doing more harm to people,
Yeah,
very dark skinned Dominicans who have to live under that oppression every fucking day by minimizing the racism that exists. That's my issue with it. When I hear it's not that bad, but I'm like, sure, if I'm a light-skinned, if I'm a white presenting Dominican, the world looks totally different for me for the last 25 years. Just if that's like if you ask a white person in America about race relations. Oh, it's great for them. It always fucking has been.
Yeah.
It's always. So, and that's the problem. If you ask that group and nobody's like, no, you got to look at it across the board. Yes, this group is great. The women, different. Minorities, different. So it's all different groups. And if we're not going to sit there when we know damn well the problems that exist to discuss it at a system level, we shouldn't be talking about it. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be. We need to either better educate ourselves or shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
Right. I just wanted to quickly say this. I agree with you 100%, Rico. Absolutely. And I think going forward we will be able to have better conversations surrounding that, and we'll be better prepared. I highlighted Kicks and Travels comment again because I am glad that he brought that up, because perhaps other people might have been thinking the same thing. He says, but Nikki being able to speak Spanish doesn't really mean anything. Haitians also can speak Spanish also. Here's the deal, Kicks and Travels. That is correct. Haitians do speak Spanish over there. The difference between my Spanish and their Spanish, my accent is not a Haitian's Spanish's accent. Is not. When you, like, if you were to be with me and we're all hanging out with Dominicans, all of them would tell you, Nikki speaks Dominican Spanish. All of them would tell you, I thought that she was either Dominican or that her parents were Dominican, and then by her parents, her grandparents. So when I speak Spanish, my accent is just that. So that's the difference between the thing of Haitians. And I notice it too. Like when Haitians speak Spanish to me, I because of being in the DR for as long as I've been in there, I can pick it up that, oh, okay, they're Haitian, and which is fine with me. I'm not like racist, obviously. So, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that.
I think, like I said, and I'll say this, that's why to me, I'm always harboring education, because even this race issue, that's part of education.
It is.
I think the reason why, like you said, they don't want to talk about it, and they don't want to, there's so many things. I think they need, part of education is why they have such a lack of sex education. All of that falls under the umbrella.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All of it falls under the umbrella of education. They don't want to talk about shit. They're not telling these young girls about things like contraception and birth control and shit like that. So I'm like, all of it is an education issue across the board. So
I'm going to say this.
You would cover the politics. You would cover the sex education. You would cover, just education is a whole big umbrella. And because the system, you be like, oh, so I'm like, that's so. She's one person. She is the exception, but the rule is all these little motherfuckers that ain't her.
Right, Junior.
Yeah,
Junior said. Yeah, Junior. Junior said. Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
Can I tell? Also, it's not. I agree with you, Rico. Education is also the parents. The parents weren't educated themselves. Yeah. When they were young, they were forced to go and work, so they weren't even educated. So it's hard for them to educate their kids when they need to be educated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And then to add to it, the macho mindset. I want to have all these kids because I'm a man and I can have kids. There is so much of that. Mm-hmm. And that is why when I meet a lot of guys that I've dated in the past, it's like, yeah, I've got like 18 brothers and sisters. And it's the whole macho thing. So when we're talking about education, and I love that you brought that point up, Rico, you're absolutely right. I have had conversations with younger Dominican men and women or teenagers. And I'm like, Why would you choose to have a child and bring a child into something that you can't even take care of yourself? You're looking to figure out how to pay for to help your mom and your dad pay their rent. So why would you want to add to that? A child is adding to that. What you
Yeah,
need to do is build a legacy. You need to build something that when your child comes into that, they don't have to struggle and go through what you had to go through. It's unfair. It's not right. And listen, that's why I don't have any kids. I'm completely honest. My thing is like I want to have a house. I want to be, good to go before I bring a child into the world because that's not right for me to say I'm struggling. So now you have to struggle. That's crazy. That's ridiculous and it's selfish, is what
that's
I'm
true.
saying.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nikki. I'll say this as we wrap it up, y'all. Hey, Junior, Nikki, you made some great points today, Nikki. Some powerful points. Rico did too. It's a story
Thank you.
that I want to tell y'all about, and Domingo wants to tell her story. Uh, uh, Nikki's, I mean, I'm sorry, Dominga's. Dominga has a sister, a special needs sister,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah. So, but let me tell you guys the story, and she doesn't mind talking about it, Rico, and um,
And Junior.
her dad slept with a woman and had the baby, and the lady did not want the baby anymore. So the mama, Dominga's mama, took took the baby, and she still lives with her today. So the the special needs baby, her sister has been living with them for 16 years, and she talks about how strong her mother is because her mother took another woman's child that was by her husband that she had been with for 50 years. And I see her. I've been to the compost. I've been to Better on it 3 times. I never knew who she was until last week. She said, that's my sister," and that's Soul's auntie, and they're still together today. And I shout out to Domingo's mom because she took that special needs girl in, and that was a powerful thing. So I just wanted
Wow.
to, we'll talk about that story, and we'll interview her mom and her father, and you know,
Are you gonna
I
have
know
Manuel to do the interview? That'll be really good.
that'd be great. I know, and we talked about a lot of stuff today because our special guest didn't come, but I do want to kind of talk about that and end on that, Rico and everything. So, how do you feel about?
I commend her
Yeah, yeah,
because you
I
have
do.
to be a
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's breaking up a little bit, but you have to be a strong person. Rico, do you think she did the right thing to Mama?
I'm give me the short version because I had to step away for a second,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
and I
Okay.
missed part of it. That's why I don't want to speak on it, and I
And
didn't
Troy,
hear.
I mean, Junior, you had broke up. So, Dominga has a sister,
Mhm.
and she's special needs, but that's her sister by her father. Her father was with another woman, and
Okay.
the woman didn't want the special needs girl,
Okay.
and she dropped her off when she was a 1 month old, and
Okay.
still today, Dominga's mom and
He's
father
raising her.
is raising her, and I've seen
How
her
many
three
years ago was this?
16.
Okay, so it's their child now. It's
Yeah,
her. It was always with Dominga's sister, and that's her mother's child. Raised him for 16 years.
So the
That's
the is so
that's
the girl
Souls.
is
That's
16 years
Souls.
old now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's 16, and that's Soul's half sister.
That's Soul's
No,
aunt.
that's Soul's aunt.
That's Soul's aunt. I'm sorry.
Right.
Aunt.
That's
Yeah.
Dominga's half sister.
That's
Yeah.
Dominga has a 16-year-old sister.
Yes.
Wow. That just
Yes.
clicked.
Yes.
Oh my
So that
gosh.
means her father, shit, she was grown and out the house. Shit, at the same time she was having Soul, her daddy was having another baby outside the house. He had outside baby.
Right. So it's just every time we go there to Barahona, Junior, I see her and I give her a hug, and she's a sweet little girl, and but so I thought it was a cousin or something, but Dominga finally told me, and she said she wants to talk about her story one day, but she finally told me, she's like, that's my sister, and my mom took her in when her mother didn't want her.
See, and then another part of that is you think about
Wow.
how is that different from the US? It's like, but that's also a part of the situation where guys are always talking about like the women in these other countries. I'm like, yeah, but what was Dominga's mother going to do? It's not like she I don't think she could have told her father no. And
Why not? You don't think so?
Because if he's, because of the way the system is, I'm pretty sure her mother's been nothing but a housewife. Where's she gonna go?
That's
if
true.
he bring an outside baby in, she gonna raise it, whether she want to or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that those dynamics, that's how
That's a good point. That's an ugly point and a good point.
How it kind of works in these countries where those, you know, in the West, you have sisters where women, I ain't putting up with this shit, blah, blah, blah. But here it's like, it's not, I don't even, now granted, probably Dominga's daddy age is probably unusual that he that fucking old having outside babies.
Yeah, he's 80 years old.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so that means that motherfucker was 65, almost 70 when he had that outside baby.
Right.
So he's still having outside babies at that age.
Yeah, don't be talking about my stepfather.
I'm just saying he old motherfucker be having outside babies.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, right? I'm just saying. This is what I'm saying.
My father-in-law, Negro.
Yeah, it is. But this is what I'm saying, Coach. And you know it. It's not unusual that a man in the DR will have an outside baby, and he don't worry about his woman leaving if she find out, because where the fuck she gonna go?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just sort of like she gonna get mad.
A lot of women in the United States would just bounce up and leave.
Oh, they would leave your ass in a heartbeat. You have an outside baby. That's it. It's done.
But
we know that.
Exactly. That's why I hold my hand to Dominga's mom, because a lot of women wouldn't do that. Well, she'd be like, "Oh, you had a baby? That's her problem." Like, she took that baby in as her own, not thinking about I was cheated on. You stepped down on me. No, she thought of that baby's well-being first, and that's why, you know, applause to her for that.
Rico, you said it best, bro. Like, you put it out, you put the whole puzzle piece together, and you know what? God bless your mother-in-law, John, because, and I get it too, because Jesus Christ, they've been together for what, over 40 years,
probably
50 years. Like, yeah, like what are we doing? Like, yo, listen, she's not about to be on dating sites. No, she's going to be right there. Like, and I would too, like, to keep it honest. Because I'm like, hey, that's part of the family. These are my kids, you know, sister. Absolutely. Wow, that's that.
Now I wonder, what was the age of the mother of the 16-year-old girl? You know,
I'm gonna ask Dominga, but
I'm just curious. You know,
probably
with a woman
had
at her
to be
mama
young.
age. If that was a young girl,
yeah,
you know, 20s. You know, and I'm gonna say this too, John.
I need y'all to say, hey, real quick, Rico, hold on one second. I need y'all. I know y'all can't see her, but say hello to Dominga, Nikki, everybody.
Hola, Dominga.
Hey, Dominga. Hola, amiga. Gracias. Gracias por cuidarme a la maleta mía. Y tú sabes que eso no fue mi culpa. Oye, eso, tú sabes lo que pasó ahí en esa casa. Eso fue
The
No
only thing I'm
problem.
gonna say though,
Wait,
John,
hold
you are
up.
not.
Wait, I'm about to ask her real quick. She's right here with Junior.
Oh,
Well, it don't matter, Nikki too, but Junior, ask her in Spanish, like how old is her sister, her special needs sister?
mother.
Dominga,
We know
No,
que
how
sister.
old the
I
sister
want to
is.
know about the sister first. How's
Oh, okay.
la hermanita tuya, que cuántos años que tiene.
La especial
sí.
yes.
ya tiene
¿Cuánto?
casi la mayoría de edad, como 16 por ahí más o menos.
16 años.
17. Ujú.
How old? How old?
She said 16 or 17.
Oh,
16 or
16.
17. Let's say
How long?
17.
How long has she been living with her mom? Ask her. Ask her, Junior, please.
¿Que cuántos años ella?
Uh-oh.
¿Cuántos años
¿Cuántos años ella
tiene
tiene
Eva?
viviendo con tu mamá?
Exacto.
Desde que tenía 12 días de nacida. Mi mamá la crió.
How old?
Since she was 12. She's been living with Dominga's mother since she was 12 days old.
Oh, wow. That's bueno. Yeah.
Her whole life.
Her whole
Y
life.
la,
Her whole life.
y la mamá de tu hermana,
La mamá no la puede
¿cuántos
tener.
años tiene ella?
Es una mujer más o menos como de 32 años por ahí más o menos. Pero ella no la
32 years old.
puede tener.
Oh, the
Okay.
lady, she was 32.
32 years old.
Has Dominga ever met the lady?
Dominga, ¿tú has conocida a la mamá de tu hermana?
Sí.
She says, "Oh, okay." So she lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
She lives in the neighborhood. Go ahead, Nikki.
No, I'm gonna let. No, Junior, go ahead. You want me to be the translator or are you gonna do it?
Que si,
Junior,
si la mamá de la niña vive cerca.
Claro que sí.
okay. So she's
En la vecindad.
She said, yeah, John, she lives close.
okay. Okay. Does she ever come and see her daughter? Junior.
Y
Go
la
ahead.
mamá, ella visita a tu hermana.
Sí,
Si ella va y ve a la niña.
sí.
Okay. Hey, Junior, tell her exactly what you said about how you have so much respect for her
She said,
mom.
yeah, she visits her.
Okay, tell her about the respect, how much respect you said about her mom.
No, que nosotros estamos diciendo que nosotros respetamos a tu mamá por la decisión que ella cogió, que no todas las mujeres hacen lo que tu mamá ha hecho. So, le damos el apoyo y le damos todo el cariño que como mujer lo que ella hizo por tu hermana.
Yeah.
Y también, yo quiero decirte a ti, amiga, que tú eres más fuerte que yo pensaba y más fuerte que tú pensaste.
Sí, yo soy muy
No
fuerte.
sé, tú sí eres fuerte, sí, claro que sí. Yo quiero que tú sepas que yo pienso eso sobre ti, que tú eres muy fuerte y que Dios te bendiga. Ya,
Gracias.
amén.
Hey, Rico, you had a question for Dominga about one of the subject? We can't hear you, Rico. We can't hear you, Rico.
Shit, I was getting ready to say.
You're on the mute, buddy.
I was getting ready to say. I'm not sure if
He's
her
frozen.
father's aware, but it's probably because of his advanced age as to why her sister probably has special needs. It's not recommended. While men can have children at an older age,
Right.
children born from men of an advanced age generally do have some sort of genetic defects and things of that nature because we ain't supposed to be fucking 60 and 70 years old making fucking babies with old fucking sperm.
Unless you're in the
Older a man
Bible.
gets,
And only if you get from the Bible. That's it.
well, but I'm saying scientifically, the older a man gets, the more his sperm starts to deteriorate with age. While it still works, it's not as healthy as in a younger man. That's why
Yeah.
between her being 32, him being fucking 70, shouldn't have been having no outside fucking babies. But then the
Yeah.
advanced age probably played a role in it too. And it's just,
Oh,
I mean, I'm glad.
Ask Dominga how
I-
old her father was.
Real
When
quick,
she
I
met.
was making a smile and a
How old
laugh
is he
at
now?
Kicks and Travels
Yeah.
talking about I want to be the translator. I don't want to be the translator. I was waiting on Junior actually smart mouth. Kicks and Travels, I will pop your lip.
Bigger question, ask her how old her father is now, and then we can kind of subtract the math.
Yeah. Go ahead, Junior.
Dominga,
¿Cuántos
¿cuántos años tiene
años
tu
tiene tu
papá?
papá?
Go ahead.
Hey, that
Go
was an
ahead.
echo. That
Yeah,
was an
go ahead.
echo.
Go ahead. She didn't hear it.
Dominga, ¿cuántos años tiene tu papá?
Yo no te sé decir con exactitud, pero son 70
80.
y pico. No, 70 y algo.
13, like maybe 78, maybe. Maybe he's close to 80 because she's like 70 something.
So he's 80, almost
Huh?
80.
So if he's 80,
That's
take
80.
16 away from it.
Casi.
So
He's
that
almost
means-
80.
Almost
So
80.
He's,
So
let's
he's
just
close.
say
Let's say 80.
79.
Let's just say 80.
Y
Let's
mi
say
madre
so
80.
say,
ya.
So 80 minus, she's 16. So how old was he?
64.
So that's you still
That's
have-
old.
Yeah.
That's old to be having a
old,
baby.
man.
That's
think
old
so?
to be having a baby.
Yeah.
We talk about
Yeah.
having children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old to be having children.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question,
Go ahead.
and this is like going to be so funny to Rico, I think.
Mhm.
Rico?
No, wait, y'all finished with Dominga?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gracias,
Yeah, so I would
Dominga.
say,
Thank you.
have a good night.
Bye-bye. All right, go ahead, Nick. We're gonna wrap it up, but
So-
go ahead.
Yes, we're going to wrap it up. I got to ask Rico. I think he's going to be like, he's going to be doing this one. After I'm done with this one, he's going to do that one. Remember when we first met on our first interview and you were like, so this, and that. And I was like, well, I would hope and I would wish that that's not the case. You remember that conversation, our first time meeting?
I think I remember parts of it.
Do you feel happy that you were right?
Look, here's the deal, guys. I never feel happy that I'm right.
Right.
I just know I will be.
You wish the best.
I just know I will be.
You make me sick.
You wish the best for people.
No, I really do. I usually be hoping I'm wrong, but the reason, like even like with the situation with Junior today, right? So people like, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to step on nobody's dream, but I don't think like I would want people to tell me the truth to help me through my journey, even if it's not what I want to hear. I'd rather hear the truth, as uncomfortable as it may be, because it may help me come to peace with it. Now, if I'm lying to myself, I don't want you to lie with me.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
Right.
or let me run off on a fool's errand. I'd rather you say, Rika, I don't think you should do it. I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, but because at least in the back of my mind, I can still say, well, Junior Nikki told me, shit, I should have listened. Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to beat
Well-
anybody up, but I try to be low.
Well, today, I'm going to crown you, sir, because you were absolutely right. He was the absolute worst. He is a loser and a douchebag and the worst. And guess who was right? My first fiance was how y'all brought me on the show, remember?
Oh yeah. I
So
remember.
Rico was already like behind the scenes. Rico was like da 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 da, and I said what I said behind the scenes, like, well, I'm gonna just let you know. And you guys both actually were right together. So I want to go ahead and give you the crowns of being correct, and also, and great news. So you guys know that I had done the humanitarian thing to like
Yeah.
bring him over here.
Mhm.
So it got approved last week.
Congratulations.
And so guess what I did? I emailed them very quickly to let them know it's denied. He
Yeah.
cannot come here. So guess what happens? He
What?
can't come here.
Awesome. Hey, but
Yeah.
let me say this, Rico.
Mhm.
So her new relationship. So go ahead and talk about her new Nikki. Go ahead and talk about your new relationship and let them guess on you.
Excuse me. Excuse me, John. We already had this conversation. I am gonna pop your
Her new
tail.
relationship better be with God.
Sister Nikki, I will just tell you, take it slow, take your time. No, I'm just saying with anything, be deliberate because I'm rooting for you, but it's not an easy thing for anybody. So you're not a little girl, you a big girl. Some of these things, here's the thing, right? You said I was right, but I didn't tell you something. I only told you what you saw anyway. And a lot of times that's what it is. When people are telling us, they telling us what we see, but we're maybe resistant because the heart is telling us one thing
Yeah,
and they
for
like
sure.
what? And so I'm no guru. It's just like I want you to, while you listening to your heart, also listen to your head too. Listen to them both. Make them motherfuckers conversate and hash it out. Don't go all heart. Don't go all head. Go both. Say, hey, look, my heart's
That's
telling me
called wise
something,
mind.
telling me something else.
In psychology, that's called a wise mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. And now I Rico, I've known you over a year now.
Thanks.
So the conversation is different now, right?
Mhm.
And then second, John, shut your lips. I told you earlier today, do not even mention my relationship. I told you the week before. I told you 3 weeks before that. I told you 2 months.
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
I won't bring
It's
it
all
up. I won't bring it up.
okay.
Television,
Okay,
tell
perfect.
Tell a John.
No, I didn't say any names.
Right.
I didn't say any names or nothing, but I was just saying, like, I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, I won't bring
Go
it
ahead.
up.
Go
I
ahead.
won't.
We got to
It's
listen.
okay. But I know it's John. And have you been drinking Presidente today?
A little bit,
Of
but I
course.
wasn't. But I wasn't trying to do no harm. Of course, I didn't say
You,
nobody. Yeah, I was just.
John, you know
Go
you know
ahead.
that I know that. So for that,
Yeah.
and even not for that, I know your heart. And I love you today. I loved you last year. I'll love you
Yeah.
forever. So it's all good. And
Yeah.
we'll talk offline about all of that. But yeah, that's how we do. Thank you,
Awesome.
Rico, for your honesty.
Rico, but don't give him that much credit. He gets, and then he could have been wrong, Nikki.
No, I couldn't have.
Nah, he
No, I
was all the
couldn't
way
have.
right. No, but
I couldn't
John,
have
you
been.
weren't even with him though. With what he was saying, like, are you sure? Like,
I
you were
couldn't
like,
have been
Nikki, I
wrong.
don't know you like that. You're
Yeah.
like, Nikki, do I? You're
You
like, I don't know you like that, but we're trying to protect you, type of a
Oh, right.
thing.
I remember
And
that.
y'all
Oh,
were
yeah,
y'all
I
were
mean,
right.
and it's like you ain't gotta take it, and I'm not gonna celebrate if I am right.
right,
But
right. It's all love.
I just don't see certain things. And I'm telling John, even things with the orphanage, I'm like, okay, we're going to do this, but we got to be wise about what we do.
That's
Again, like I said, in any situation, if we're going to discuss it, I try to discuss it in an honest way. And
Right.
it's not always going to be favorable.
That's
I
true.
don't come to these conversations, 'cause like I was telling John
You're
earlier.
not a people pleaser, not for nothing.
I said, like we
You're
were
right.
talking on Troy's channel last night. I said, the reason why I tell people be careful about just coming to the DR, and they'll be like, well, I'm gonna come on a hope and a prayer. And I'm like, don't do that because all prayers are not answered.
Yeah.
Some prayers go unanswered. And if that's all you came on, you see how we gotta, like I was talking about the repatriation, we have to do things, and you can't answer everything, but anything that you can predict, you should. It's just foolish not to. I'm a grandfather now, but I think now like when I was a father and I had small children and I could not make these foolish mistakes. I was a single father for a number of years where there was no mother involved. And I didn't have the luxury of saying, okay, well, I'm just going to fuck up and I'm going to bounce back, because it wasn't just me. I had two
Yeah.
small sons. So everything I had to do, I had to all. So once I drilled that in my head, I just never stopped, because I'm like, it's always somebody else counting on me. And when I fuck up, they fuck up. And I can't do that. It's
Right.
not just me.
Right.
And that's
Absolutely.
how you do have the luxury right now of it being just you, but pretend like you got 5 fucking children.
Yeah.
Pretend like it.
Definitely. And again, that's why earlier I said I have not had children, because I already understood that in my 30s emotionally, that would have been a horrible situation for my children to have to see their mom crying over
Right.
things that are so ridiculous. When you're not emotionally intelligent and then you're having kids, you're traumatizing your own kids, that like for nothing, like it didn't have to happen. For me, my number one thought was like, if when I'm dating a man, if he's looking at me and saying, I want you to have my kid, however, I don't want you to have my last name, that's crazy to me. So you're telling me a piece of paper gives more value to a human? That's crazy to me. So for me, I'm like, yo, when I'm dating and you don't want to marry me, but you want me to have your child because of I have curly hair and like stupid other like ridiculous things. No, bro.
Yeah.
I want my kid to, I want prayerfully my child, children, whatever, to witness two adults who are in love, two best friends, right? I want them to
That's
see
deep.
us high five and having the best times of our lives and say,
That's
oh
deep.
my God, mommy, that's what I want for me, mommy. I want to have that connection with my husband, with my wife. I don't want to just marry somebody because I have a feeling. No, like that's my best friend, bro. Like I don't want to hurt them. I want to love them. I want to nurture them. I want to take care of them. You understand?
Right.
That's why I don't have kids.
Yeah.
I'm very much, uh, um, thank you, John. I'm very much healthy enough to do that. I've been to the doctor, had it all checked out to make sure, oh, I can have kids. And I want to do it the right way. That's
The right
it.
way, in the right time with the right person. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
right. Hey,
absolutely.
Nikki, that was powerful right there. Hey, we're gonna start off with Junior and wrap it up. Hey, I love all y'all. We did good. Our special guest didn't come in. Armando had to get off because his daughter. But shout out to Armando for coming on. But Junior, let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. What do you got to say, man? We really didn't have a topic today because our special guest didn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
No, but we did a good show. We freestyled it. You know,
Yeah.
we gave the people a good live like we always do. But I just want to say to everyone, something I try to live by every day is no matter what you go through in life, always stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
I
try to
like
be
that.
negative. Don't try to let your own self down. Always
Yeah.
just keep trying to move forward, no matter what. You know, health, relationship, anything, a job. Stay positive, and things always work out.
Hey man, that's
Yeah,
a great
Ain't
one. Hey,
absolutely.
right.
let me say something, Junior, to touch on that, man. Like a lot of people don't do these lives and don't do things. And me and Nikki talked about it. This stuff is nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I make mistakes. I try to keep it kind of funny. I think I'm halfway a goddamn comedian, but it's like like we're not perfect, and we just try to put on a good show and help people out in the meantime. And I thank God I'm Rick. Thank God I'm not Rico, but I'm okay. I thank God. No, I'm just playing Rico. But anyway, hey, you got me back about the you got me good.
Don't worry. I know you be. I know you got a march next weekend.
That's good. He's so stupid. Now, Junior, great job. Hey, Nikki, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead, and then we'll wrap it up with Rico.
Who's gonna go? Oh, it's me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want all of you guys to know we are doing great things. I'm super proud of what we've done. These last couple of lives have been really, um, um, what's the word? Informative, and I'm very proud of that. And wow, it's a beautiful thing to have adults come and disagree and agree and come together for the common good. And I know that in the future, we're going to be doing some really, really, really amazing things and some big things. John, you and I will talk offline about those big things as well, of course. And then me and you too, Junior, talking about big things offline as well. And then Rico, I don't know, you crusty, so maybe it'll happen or not. I don't know, because like we'll see what'll happen off the line.
Rico real uppity. He's real uppity.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, but on some honest stuff, my synchronicities have been really happening because today in my mind I said I gotta shoot Rico a text real quick and check on him and let him know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I didn't know that Rico was even going to be on the live today, so I understand that I'm connected. I'm connected. I'm connected, and I'm so happy to see you doing well. And look at you, lost weight, looking good, young man. Yeah, I love all of you guys, and we're doing great work. We're going to continue to do that. We're growing. 10K coming soon.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome.
Where
Yes.
are we at on that? How close are we?
9,000. Let me look. Let me look real quick before we go.
We're like 600 away, something like that,
really?
from 10,000.
9,000.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 9,312. So we're getting.
That should be probably by the end of the month, maybe.
That's right. We got a lot. Hey, we got real quick. We got a lot. Yeah. I'm gonna let you wrap it up, Rico. But we got a lot when Manuel did 7,000 views on that the girl talking about what type of position and stuff she like him be.
And it's still growing. It's still getting views. So, hopefully more come from that. So
yeah. And I keep it said we talk about everything. That's what I love about this channel. And Junior's a big part now. But yeah, Manuel kind of keeps it separate. He does the rated R stuff sometimes, and he and that's what Rico was talking about, like the Dominican route. We talk about everything. Some people might not like it, but the thing is, like that guy that's on drugs, and we don't make fun of him, but man, it really happens in the Dominican.
It happens a lot more than
nobody talks about it.
Right. So
that was a great segment.
Yeah, he's given us a gritty view, and believe it or not, there actually was a couple of other YouTubers that talk about stuff like that, but they be like that one guy Miko, and then the other guy in the Dominican hood and shit like that. And I ain't going in no fucking hood, and I ain't asking Manuel to go in none of those fucked up hoods and potentially get hurt. But if he can invite somebody out of the hood to come and talk to him, because I want him to always be safe, then that's a better way. And he's just showing that, like, look, I like because he's showing the part of the DR that's not beaches and resorts and restaurants, because I think too many times people in America, they have this sanitized view that it's paradise and it's perfect and it's wonderful.
It's the same thing that they have for America,
yes, exactly.
The American dream, right? They don't get to see Skid Row and all this other craziness. And that's right. It's the same thing.
Like, you got to say, no, we got fucking ghettos and hoods and poor people in America too. And
yes, that's right.
Over here, it's a bunch of beaches, but there are people in wood houses and dirt floors and tin roofs and shit like that too. So I think it's an honest and authentic look. I think it's important to tell. And I think on this side, when we have conversations, we need to, I try not to be so bleak, you know what I'm saying, in my perspective, but I don't want us to gloss over or to paint, because I think there are a lot of channels out there that just tell all of this super rosy. Oh, the DR is so wonderful, beautiful, pretty, and that's like, even in Punta Cana, it's a lot of gritty, grimy shit in Punta Cana. I live in Punta Cana. We got some back roads that I'm not taking my black ass down because they ain't to be fucked with in lovely Punta Cana. So again, I try to tell people it's a beautiful place, it's a lovely place, but don't leave your damn common sense at home. Bring your common sense here. Do here the same things that you would do at home, and vice versa. So again,
Absolutely.
that's always my perspective on the conversation. That's the pushback. So, and when you see us get a little snippy at each other, hey, we still family. We still love each other. We're gonna come back the next day. I push
Absolutely.
folks like that. He pushed me like that. And iron sharpens iron. That's how we get better. So don't
That's right.
worry about it.
Hey,
We're great.
great
We still
note.
family.
Hey, real quick, breaking news. I just got a text message. Breaking news, and I'll let y'all go. We'll get off. Southwest just started flying to the Dominican Republic.
I thought they had been doing that.
Yeah, they have been.
Southwest has never flown to the Dominican Republic.
I fly Southwest every time I come. What are you talking about?
No, you don't, Rico.
I fly Southwest Airlines. Have you bumped your fucking head?
I'm reading right now. It says Southwest has just started flying to the Dominican
I've been
Republic.
flying Southwest Airlines to the Dominican Republic since 2013. You smoking crack?
Yeah, that was. Just don't talk about my old shit I used to do. But
No,
yeah.
that's shit you still doing.
Listen, I love you guys. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go eat. My mom cooked some food.
Hey,
Enjoy.
Junior, y'all take care. Nikki, take care. Rico, take care, brother. Y'all take care.
All right.
All right, brother. Bye, y'all. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
All
y'all.
right, have a
Take
good
care.
one.
Peace. All right.